Okay, how about if you show me on your dolly where the man hurt you?
We will probably get him someday, because after all, molesters keep on molesting.
Because we just keep on letting him do it.
That's right!
There's no reason for the both of us to defy the court order.
Why? What is the worst thing that could happen?
Jail.
You're her father. Why don't you give her an opportunity to get rid of it? Don't let her carry it around like some secret the rest of her life.
They already fired this Traeger.
Well, that's good of them. Weeding out the pedophiles.
Hi, Carrie.
Oh, Harvey!
She's such an energetic child, such a bright one. I mean, she's really a joy. But recently, she's not been able to respond to her teachers. She's not been responding to her friends. And now she's been taking a doll with her to school every day. Won't let it out of her sight.
You got any ideas on reasons for this, Mr. Stone?
Well, just today, she made a drawing in class, sexually graphic. And Mrs. Skinner, one of her teachers, asked her who was in the picture that she drew. And she said it was the man who hurt her. Then she began to cry. Seamus, no running in the halls, please, young man. Okay? Sorry about that.
That's okay, I'm used to it. Have you notified the parents?
Parents, singular. He's a widow. I called him right after I called you. He's on his way now.
Well, when he gets here, we're going to want him to take Carrie for a legal medical examination.
There she is.
Your department.
7, right?
7, yes.
Thank you. Low. Hiya. What's your name? I'm Detective Lacey. This is Detective Cagney's my partner. What's the matter? You don't believe me? I got my badge right here. It's, see, that's me right there. We need to talk to you about the man that hurt you. I have to tell you the truth. I already know your name. It's Carrie Mitchell, am I right? Yeah, Mr. Stone told me that. That's a dear little dolly you got there. Mr. Stone says that you like to keep her with you these days, right? Kind of close. So, Carrie, can I call you Carrie? Thank you. So I have to ask you questions about the man that hurt you, otherwise my partner's gonna start to pester me. But before we start, I want you to know something. Okay? Whatever you want to tell me, no matter what it is, I'll believe you. And if the person that hurt you told you that it was a secret, it's okay to tell me because I'm a police officer. You understand that, right? Okay, can I have my badge back? Okay, put this right here, and we'll start, all right? Okay. Who hurt you, honey? Neil. Who's Neil? Your babysitter. Can you tell us how your babysitter hurt you? Okay, how about if you show me on your dolly where the man hurt you?
Carrie. How about a picture? Can you draw us a picture?
Yeah, the girl.
Who else do you sit for, Neil?
Why?
Just wondered.
You're gonna talk to all of them, right? You're gonna tell them that someone said I was a pervert.
We're not going to say anything we don't have to, but we do have to investigate the allegation.
Yeah,
That you what? That you what?
This is a nightmare.
Could you give us their names and addresses, please?
I've only been babysitting a month. Carrie is the first child I've sat for more than once. The others, you're just gonna have to get the names and addresses from the babysitting service. Look, I want to help you in any way I can, but I have a midterm to go to. I'd like to get dressed. Is there anything more I can do?
When would you be available to talk to us again?
Didn't I just say goodbye to you?
Yeah, I left my wallet and I just locked my keys in the car.
Well, if you wait a minute, I'll look for the extra set.
No, that's all right. I'll get a hanger. It'll be faster.
Did anyone ever tell you you look gorgeous when you're undercover? Want to help Daddy find his keys? Come on.
Yes, Mike, did you handle that small cavity job yet, lately?
Uh-oh, looks like we got us a live one here. Police, get back from that car nice and
Step
slow.
away from the car. Let's go.
Get a gun, get the gun.
Leave him alone! Stop! Don't hurt him! Don't hurt him!
Get the hell back!
Don't leave him alone!
Shut up now, you shut up.
I'm a cop. Damn it.
Her name is Roxanne.
Where's he taking her?
Renoir's, 43rd Street.
Man is going all out, especially for a first date.
I bet you it's got to cost him close to a C note for the wine and the tip.
Coleman, how do you know all this stuff anyway?
Hey, does Macy's throw gimbals?
What happened to you? Marathon spat, huh? Hey, a girl takes a poke at me, I get right back at her. I don't want to get away with that stuff just because she's a woman.
Back off, Victor, okay?
Hey, no skin off my nose.
Well, that was very good, Victor. That's quite a bruise. What happened?
I cut myself shaving, all right?
All right. No problem.
Marcus, are you all right?
I don't want anything fancy, you know, just a haircut, that's all. Oh, yeah, and maybe a manicure. Okay, good, yeah. Yeah. Tell Nick that I will make it worth his while, yeah. Right, okay, thanks. You know, there used to be a time you could walk into a barber shop, you plunk down your 6 bits, and that was it. Now you gotta make an appointment, you know. With a hairstylist, you gotta go to a salon. And then they stiff you for 25 bucks. You know what? The only difference I see is that in the old days, the haircuts would last longer.
I don't think you need a haircut.
No, you should see Harvey. Wasteless hanging down over his ears.
Oh, well, Harvey's a married man. A married man doesn't have to worry about his appearance. So, what do you two need?
We want to subpoena some business records.
Which case?
A little girl at school turned out to be a sex abuse case, sir.
One of their own family?
No, the victim claims that she was molested by her babysitter. There have been no priors on the man before, and the service won't cooperate.
Well, figures. They're afraid of lawsuits and bad publicity. I'll call legal and tell them the subpoena's a priority.
Thank you, Lieutenant. Mary Beth, the hospital called. Carrie Mitchell never came in for examination.
Got the father's business card? We'll find out what happened here.
Mitchell, McDonald, and Maine, attorneys at law.
The lawyer. He was nice for a lawyer, didn't you think?
For a lawyer.
Excuse me, Lacey. Cagney. Somebody here to see you.
Yes, Jeremy Mitchell, please. Thank you. I can see he's not there. So how's your dolly feeling? I thought that you were going to take her with you to the doctor. Mr. Mitchell?
No, thank you. We won't be staying that long.
Daddy. That's all right, Daddy. Nobody's gonna get mad at you, all right?
Hey. Hey, didn't we make a deal this morning? You could say anything to us, right? Come on, it's okay.
I made it up.
What? I'm sorry.
Oh, she imagined it. I guess it's a phase she's going through. I'm just sorry the school didn't call me first before bringing you two into it. I could have saved you a lot of time, and I apologize for any inconvenience this has caused you.
Oh, hey, Carrie. What are you crying for?
Okay, baby. It's okay, baby. It's okay. It's okay. We can go home now.
Mr. Mitchell, please wait.
I'm ready to take Carrie home. This has been very hard on her. She has a school vacation coming up in about 10 days, and I've made arrangements with her grandparents to take her for a few weeks.
Mr. Mitchell, you realize we've already filed a 61 and notified sex crime squad, so this investigation will probably continue.
No, it won't. You can kill it.
We'll have to talk about that with our supervisor, sir.
You do that, it's fine. Tell them it's been a mistake and it's all over with.
It's not that easy now.
You do it. Or I do it. Thank you, detectives.
What is that?
It's a yogi thing.
LaGuardia?
Yeah, he said if I do 50 of these, it's as good as a whole night's sleep.
LaGuardia told Coleman to take valerian root to lose weight. You checked the gut on Coleman lately? You didn't sleep much last night either, huh?
About 10 minutes before the alarm went off.
So what number you on here?
Well, now you see, I don't know. You mixed me up. I kept seeing this scene in my head last night. Neil Traeger offers us coffee, and he's in a state of shock, I guess. Got a child molester running around. We can't even touch him.
Let me ask you something. What if he isn't?
What if he isn't what?
What if he isn't guilty? Well, the little girl's mother just died. I mean, maybe none of this is true. I had a pretty wild imagination when I was her age.
Oh, no, you didn't have an imagination about stuff like that. I mean, you were there. You heard that little girl talk about stuff that nobody her age would know about unless it happened to her. I believe what she said.
Mary Beth, she said that she lied.
Chris, I know as sure as I'm standing here right now, kids don't lie. Not about this. See her? I don't see her.
Maybe your father kept her home.
No, she's got to be out here somewhere.
Oh, wait. There she is.
Carrie? Hey! How you doing? We were looking all over for you. I'll tell you the truth, I was worried about you.
I'm not supposed to talk to people I don't know.
That's a good rule, Carrie. But you know us, right? Come on, talk to us a minute, would you? Last time I saw you, you were crying. And are you okay? Well, that's the important part. Looking forward to going to your grandma's, huh? That'll be fun. Carrie, I told my partner that you're a straight arrow, so could I check something out with you? Remember yesterday we talked in the nurse's office, right? And you told me about your babysitter, remember? And then later on, you came with your father to the squad room, right? Did you make up that story about your babysitter? Did you? What'd I tell you? Straight arrow. Well, I was just wondering what kind of a loving father encourages his child to lie, sir.
Oh, come on, Detective Lacey. This is not the debating team. I have discussed this with Carrie's child psychologist, and it is her reasoned opinion, as well as mine, that Carrie should not be subjected to any further unpleasantness in regard to this matter.
You're not even denying that you encouraged her to lie, are you?
Please spare me your feeble attempts at cross-examination.
We need Carrie's testimony in court. It's that simple.
I'll make it even simpler. Get someone else's child to do your dirty work for you.
We don't have another witness. And testifying in court is not dirty work, sir. It's a civic responsibility.
I know exactly what testifying in court is, Detective. King of the cross-examination, that's what they call me. Although in sex cases, it's not even difficult. My last rape case, I had the victim in tears. Barely knew her own name. I won. A month later, my client was arrested again. Another rape. Now, last week I was in the bank. Ran into the victim. You know, I didn't even know who she was. But she knew me. She remembered me. She spat in my face. No, thank you, detectives. Carrie declines to exercise her civic responsibility.
Mr. Mitchell, this is a first-degree sex abuse case. If you keep telling your daughter to lie, you can be tried for obstructing justice, tampering with a witness.
You take me before the grand jury, and I'll hit you with the biggest false arrest suit you've ever seen. And next year, I'll be the richest man in New York City.
You could take it to family court, have you declared an unfit parent.
Another brilliant idea. Arrest me, put Carrie in a foster home. They all lived happily ever after. Now that is the classic, fabled ending.
Petrie,
Yes, sir.
you want me to initial this?
Yes, sir.
Why?
It's all in the report, Lieutenant.
I read the report. You're alleging improper conduct, specifically the use of unnecessary force, and you're alleging it against officers Brundage and Ballard.
That's correct.
I still don't know why. Petrie, suppose it was you out on patrol, and you see a guy trying to break into a automobile, a guy in civilian clothes. He's trying to break in with a coat hanger. You go over to investigate. You don't see a shield. What you do see is a gun in a shoulder holster underneath the guy's jacket. What do you do?
Well, I don't slam the suspect up against a car.
No, what do you do?
No, I don't slam him up against a car. I don't do that.
Well, I'll tell you what I would do. As soon as I see that piece, I don't leave any margin for error. That's what I do. And I want to tell you something, Marcus. These guys had no way of knowing that you were a police officer.
I don't think that's the point,
What
Lieutenant.
is the point?
The point? What they saw, Lieutenant, was a black man, shabbily dressed, in a middle-class, predominantly white neighborhood. Now, if I were white, they would have asked if I needed a locksmith.
You believe that?
Yes.
You know something? In all the years that I've been on the force, I never once filed a civilian complaint form from a fellow officer. No matter what. You know why? Because it can lead to loss of rank, loss of pension, benefits, and maybe even dismissal. Do you realize that? I'll tell you what I'm going to do with this. I'm going to put it on my desk for a couple of days. In the meantime, you think about it. At the end of a couple of days, if you still want me to initial it, I'll initial it, and we'll send it over to the review board.
Thank you, Lieutenant.
What we got? What do you say? Can we do it?
I can't file. You've got an uncooperative witness.
No, it's not the witness, it's the father. See, he's convinced himself that it'll be better for the little girl.
Oh, as opposed to us. who, being on the side of the angels, think it's better to throw her into some adversarial courtroom proceeding and let a jackal of a defense lawyer tear her apart.
Oh, come on, Rhonda. The fault of the judicial system is not on our heads. It's on yours.
Oh, thanks.
You go ahead and laugh. All we want to do is get this man off the streets. Now, can we subpoena this little girl into court without her father's cooperation or not?
Do you have any idea how hard it is to win a case when all you've got is a testimony of one small child? Make that one terrified, traumatized child in an alien, threatening environment of a courtroom, and then you throw in a squeaky clean defendant and a father who's telling her to lie? I gotta tell you, I'll pass.
Oh, I asked a question you have not answered.
Rhonda, we know this guy is guilty.
Guilty, 90 cents, gets me on the subway.
Well, now that is a terrific attitude.
I do not understand what we are arguing about here. Now, I want this guy as badly as you do. Happens that I need witnesses to do it.
But we're still trying to track down possible victims.
Good. You get me 3. And 3 children might still not equal 1 adult in the eyes of a jury. Oh, but hey, who said life was going to be easy? Want lunch? I'm starved.
Who can eat?
I'll buy.
Sure. Let's canvass Traeger's neighborhood tomorrow. Maybe he approached a neighborhood kid.
It's a long shot. Chance of getting anyone to admit to it are very slim.
All right, we badgered the lieutenant again about the subpoena and find out who Traeger babysat for.
Lieutenant's looking for you two.
Thank you.
Well, hurry up. He's already late for Roxanne.
Roxanne?
It's a blind date. Very hot.
Oh, good. Glad you got back before I left. I got something for you.
Is it the subpoena, sir?
No, not yet. The babysitting service is fighting that.
On what grounds?
Well, they're arguing it's irrelevant.
Perfect. Irrelevant. The man works there.
Well, I know that, Lacey. But you got to consider it from their viewpoint, too. Whether it's true or whether it's not true doesn't make any difference. As soon as it hits the newspapers, they're out of business. Besides, they already fired this Traeger.
Well, that's good of them. Weeding out the pedophiles.
It's just arrived.
What is it?
It's a restraining order. Jeremy Mitchell, forbidding you two to approach either him or his daughter.
Well, he can't do that, can he? This is an ongoing felony investigation.
He can and he did. Police harassment.
It's great. We can't get a subpoena to give us the names of other possible victims. The one witness we do know we're not allowed to talk to, and meanwhile, there is a child molester walking around the city with 2 million kids.
We do what we can. I'll let you know about the subpoena. Anything else?
No, sir.
Thank you, Lieutenant.
By the way, how do I look?
With due respect, sir, we got this jerk we can't touch. And your concern about how you're going to look on a date is irrelevant to me, sir.
Don't you get sarcastic with me, Lacey. You think for 1 minute that I don't care about that pervert out in the streets?
No, I'm sorry, sir.
Now, how'd you know about my date anyway? Never mind. Now, you listen to me, to both of you. I've been at this a lot longer than you. And if I let every case that backed me in a corner eat at me, then I'd have been eaten alive long ago. I let myself get riled up about cases I can do something about. And I suggest the same for you two, both of you.
Yes, sir.
You live a lot longer.
Look very nice, Lieutenant.
Yes, sir, you look very nice.
You look real nice, Lieutenant.
Real nice.
I tried something different. I had Michael read himself to sleep. One of those, what, ESSE Hinton books. I mean, do you believe that stuff? Gangs, drugs, fights, and all that? I mean, this is for 10-year-old kids. Now, when you grew up on Grantland Rice and Red Smith, it's kind of a shock, huh? I guess it's a different world out there. He's doing okay with the reading. I mean, he's no Sir Laurence Olivier, but he's getting better. You want to watch some TV?
No.
You want to talk?
No.
Are you mad at me or something?
No, I'm going for a walk, okay?
Hey, yeah, that's okay. That's okay. That's terrific. Why don't you just go for a walk?
No, I'm sorry. It's not about you, okay?
Hey, I know it's not about me. You haven't thought about me in days. You're so wrapped up in other people's troubles, you don't have any time to spend with your own family.
What do you want from me, Harvey?
A little effort to talk to me!
Would you go inside, please? Talk? Okay. Talk. Everybody wants this lousy case to go away. For the babysitting people, it's business. And for this father, I'm furious with this father, Harv. I don't know. This little girl is like, her face is like, porcelain, you know, like. And somebody messed with her, Harvey. And the father brings her downtown and makes her look like the liar. He doesn't care about getting the molester. He won't let her testify. He won't let her even talk to me. And if something like that happened to Harv Jr. or to Michael, I would not sleep until I got the guy that did it. I talked to you. Got nothing to say?
I don't think you want to hear it.
You disagree with me?
No. I just see his point then. I mean, you said it yourself. This little girl, she has been through a lot. And if he thinks that testifying and all that would hurt her more...
Just let the creep go ahead, go on and do it
That
to somebody
is
else,
not
little kid.
what I am saying! I am saying that this man loves his kid just like I love mine.
Don't you dare say that to me, Harv Lacey. I love my kids, and I love you more than anything else in the whole world.
And that is why you haven't spent 15 minutes this whole week with Michael or Harvey Jr. You sit in this chair all night. You hardly talk to me because your lousy job has got all your attention.
My job pays half the bills around here, remember?
So it deserves all your attention?
I'm gonna take a walk.
Why don't you walk down the hall with me instead?
I'm going for a walk on my own.
I'll be here.
The lieutenant was in very early this morning.
So?
He wasn't out late last night.
You saying he struck out with Roxanne?
Well, maybe not. Maybe he never went home. Further news bulletins as they break. You again?
Cagney?
Yes, Lieutenant?
Close the door. Sit down.
Thank you.
So, how you doing?
Well, it's kind of frustrating, Lieutenant, all the dead ends on this case.
No, I'm not talking about your case. How you doing? Your life. You know, life is more than just the work you do, don't you think so?
Oh, yeah, sure. It's just that the work sometimes is easier.
I know what you mean. Listen, Cagney, you're a woman, right?
Well, I'm working on it, Lieutenant.
No, I mean, you're out there. You date, okay? Huh? And there's a certain language that you speak. Well, I don't get it sometimes, you know?
Beg your pardon?
Well, let's say, for example, you're going out on a date with a guy for the very first time, right? And let's say that you had a good time with him. What do you say to him?
Say to him?
Yeah, you tell him you had a good time?
Well, if I had a good time, I tell him I had a good time.
Uh-huh. Yeah, okay. So what would you say to him if you didn't have a good time?
That one's a little tricky, Lieutenant. Actually, sometimes you say you had a good time even if you didn't have a good time.
Yeah, sure. That's right. Let the guy off easy, huh? Don't hurt his feelings. That's what I thought. Okay, thanks. You got work to do, right?
No, well, wait a second. I mean, the chances are just as good that she had a good time.
Yeah, so why didn't she say so?
Oh, I thought she did.
Yeah, Samuels. Huh? Yeah, okay, thanks. Yeah, they'll be down to pick it up. Your subpoena cleared. So the two of you could pick it up downtown this morning.
Oh, thank you, Lieutenant. Look, Lieutenant, why don't you just give her a call and ask her out again, see what happens?
Yeah, what if she says no?
Well, then you'll know if she had a good time or not.
I think he vaguely looks like a guy. If you want to check him out, we can do that.
It's up to
Hey,
you.
Detective Petrie, can we have a word with you?
I'm in a hurry.
Come on, this should just take a minute.
Listen, maybe we can go someplace a little more private.
Anything you have to say to me, you can say in front of my partner.
All right. We came here to ask you to reconsider filing charges. Look, we're sorry for what happened. It was an honest mistake. Look, I got 11 years, Petrie. You know what'll happen if this goes in my file?
Wonder why you didn't think about that before you jumped me.
Hey, man, we didn't see a shield. All we saw was your piece.
Victor, we better get up to the Bronx.
Hey!
You heard the man. Get lost.
Let's go.
They stare at me, babe. Think I'm being some sort of hard case. Angry black man, with a chip on his shoulder. I know that's what they think.
Are you?
You saw what they did to me.
I gotta tell you, Marcus, if you ever have to make a judgment call like that, man with a gun, I don't care what color he is, I hope you do exactly the same thing.
I can't believe you're saying that. I should go out and roust people.
I'm not saying roust people, but if you do make an error, I hope it's on the side of caution. I'd rather see you facing a brutality charge than me being the grieving widow at some inspector's funeral. This may shock you, husband of mine, but I love you more than I love some abstract concept of civil liberty. What's wrong? Talk to me. I'm your wife.
I let you down.
What?
They beat me up right in front of you and Lauren.
Honey, it's okay.
No, it's not okay. Because I couldn't protect you.
Marcus, I didn't need protection. I felt terrible because I couldn't protect you.
Claudia, I never felt like that before. I felt helpless. All I could think of was that you were watching, and I couldn't do anything about it.
Oh, baby.
Do you know what that feels like for a man?
I don't know what it feels like. But I tell you what I do know. I know that if we need you, you'll be there for me and Lauren. And we'll be there for you. And that's all that matters.
No, babe. See?
Yes. That's all that counts. You don't have to be a Superman.
So, one family's moved. One family, the kid's fine. One family doesn't talk to cops, so the kids seem okay. If there's nothing wrong with this Hayes child...
Yeah, then I'm not giving up.
Well, maybe we'll get lucky this time. Oh, hell, Mary Beth, I did not mean it that way.
I know. It just doesn't matter what we do on this when someone ends up getting hurt.
I tell you, you gotta get off this guilt trip of yours. People getting hurt on this case is not our fault. It is Traeger's, and I'm not gonna let you do it to yourself this time.
Okay.
You ready?
Yeah.
Hello?
Mrs. Hayes?
Yes.
We're conducting an investigation. Concerns your son, Michael. Could we talk to you for a few minutes?
Okay.
I don't get it. You ask us for a witness, we got your witness, and now we're doing the best we can.
3-year-old? A 3-year-old on the witness stand?
Okay, you explained it to us. We understand it. We know that it's not gonna be not easy.
Hey! I would settle for not easy. This is impossible.
The man is guilty.
I cannot go into a courtroom with nothing more than the uncorroborated testimony of a 3-year-old. I have to qualify him as a witness. That means that I have to prove that a 3-year-old understands the meaning of the oath and knows the difference between telling a lie and telling a truth.
I know.
You wait! You'll be a 3-year-old. I'm gonna be a real lucky defense lawyer here. Michael, did you see Dumbo? Did you see an elephant fly? Do you believe in the Tooth Fairy? Do you believe in Santa Claus?
I got the picture.
No jury is gonna convict any adult on the word of a 3-year-old.
We're all the picture.
Still, you realize that we will probably get him someday. And we really don't have to do very much because, after all, molesters keep on molesting.
Because we just keep on letting him do it.
That's right! Until we get enough credible witnesses.
Mary Beth. Now, you see, you've upset my partner. Mary Beth, you want to slow down a minute? Where are you going?
It's bad enough if we have a sicko out there, we don't know who it is. And we gotta eat ourselves up worrying that we won't catch him until he does it again. But this, Kristen, I know it's Traeger, and I will not sit around and wait for him to rob somebody else's innocence.
What, you going to talk to Carrie's father?
Yeah. Yeah, you go ahead and take the car. I'm gonna get a cab.
Mary Beth, there was a restraining order.
This out of Christine Cagney?
You want to ride?
No, I'll go by myself. There's no reason for the both of us to defy the court order.
Why? What is the worst thing that could happen?
Jail.
I've been there.
When?
I told you, when I was 13, I lifted the ice skate.
Oh, ice skate.
Petrie,
Yes, sir.
I can't find that civilian complaint form anywhere on my desk.
Well, I tore it up.
Oh, you're not gonna file?
No, sir.
Well, can I ask you why?
Well, with all due respect, Lieutenant, it's none of your business.
Okay. You're right. It's not. You know, Petrie, my grandfather tells a story about the old country. He and my grandmother were on a train somewhere between Minsk and Pinsk.
Is this the one about the Cossack?
Oh, I told you that one already. With the helmet filled with sour cream?
Yes, sir. A very nice story.
Yes, so you'll give it some thought.
Right.
Lieutenant?
Yeah?
Telephone call for you on 3. It's a lady named Roxanne. Hey, what is it with you guys, huh? You never seen a guy get a phone call before?
Nah. Good luck. Well, Roxanne, how are you? What, in the back of the cab? Oh, well, you know, they turn everything in at the end of the shift, so all you got to do it. I'll tell you what, I'll call over there and I'll see if they've got it, okay? No, it's okay. No. Saturday? I'm free. I love pot roast.
I don't know what I have to do to get through to you people. I do have a restraining order.
Yes, sir. We understand that, but we want to talk to you, sir.
Have you ever been on the wrong side of the bars, Detective? I understand it's a fascinating experience, and I am not bluffing.
I know you're not bluffing, sir. I know you could have us put in jail, and I'll tell you the truth, I wouldn't be angry at you.
Your hand, please.
Mr. Mitchell, will you give me 2 minutes of your time? And then you can go ahead and make your phone call and get the restraining order enforced, okay?
Okay.
I understand why you're doing what you're doing because I got kids myself. You're doing what you think is best for your little girl. And if you could, you'd wrap her up in cotton so that nothing would ever hurt her, no matter what. But life isn't like that, sir. I mean, sometimes, no matter what we do or what we wish, our kids get hurt anyways.
Is there a point to the story? If so, would you please get to it?
Point is, Mr. Mitchell, the Neil Traeger is a filthy, predatory animal who should be removed from society. However, in between his midterms, he is out preying on small children. Children who are just as young and just as sweet and just as innocent as your Carrie. And it's in your power to keep this from happening. And I say if you don't exercise that power, you are responsible for every other child that he hurts.
We already know of one other child he molested, sir.
Now, why can't that child testify? Because his parents won't let him, right?
No, sir, they want to help us, but the DA says the child is too young. His name is Michael. He's 3 years old.
He's 3.
Yes, sir.
We'll be ready to start in just a few minutes. You all ready, Carrie?
Mary Beth.
Hello, Jeremy.
What the hell are you doing here?
I represent Mr. Traeger. Neil, you know Jeremy Mitchell.
Hi, Carrie.
Oh, hey, knock it off. Stop it. I said stop it. Knock it off. Stop it. Stop.
Assault in front of witnesses? Jeremy, old boy, you're slipping.
Just get him out of here.
Mr. Zabi, you and your client have no business here.
Ms. Gallegos, I'm under the impression this is still a public hallway. And we're not breaking any laws.
You're intimidating a witness.
Are we? Neil, come on, let's go sit down over here.
And Miss Gallegos?
Yes.
We're ready to start.
Thank you. Okay, Carrie. Now you just remember everything we said. You can do it.
No.
Carrie, are you afraid because Mr. Traeger's here? Carrie, he can't hurt you anymore. He can't, honey.
Don't want to.
It's all right, sweetheart. Daddy will take you home.
Mr. Mitchell.
I am taking her home.
I'll be back. Mr. Mitchell. Mr. Mitchell, if you take her out of it, then he wins now. Don't you get that? Could I just talk to you for a second?
Would it do any good if her father went in with her?
Just too upset, make her self-conscious.
So what about Mary Beth?
Maybe. I'll see if the foreman will allow an investigating officer to assist me.
Mr. Mitchell, would you please wait?
There's nothing more to say. We're going home.
No, I think it's a mistake, sir. She brought it up. I think it's bad if she gives up in the middle.
I don't care what you think, Detective.
You're her father. Why'd you give her an opportunity to get rid of it? Don't let her carry it around like some secret the rest of her life. She needs to talk about
Well,
it.
she doesn't have to talk to the grand jury. She talks to me, or she talks to her therapist.
No, sir. It's not the same thing. This way, maybe she helps another little child. This way, what she says makes a difference.
Carrie, sweetheart, do you want to go into that courtroom or not? It's up to you, sir. Whatever you decide, it's okay.
I'm scared.
Oh, sweetie. I'll tell you the truth. I get scared every time I go to court. I bet your father does, too. But I'll tell you something that helped me not be scared. Carrie, I imagine I got a friend sitting right in front of me, and I look right in her eyes and I talk to my friend. And I forget about the people in the room and I talk to my friend. You could try that, maybe.
I can't imagine a friend.
Mr. Mitchell! Mr. Mitchell, Detective Lacey can be present during the hearing. The foreman has agreed.
Carrie, understand what she said? You don't have to imagine a friend because you could talk to me in there. Can you talk to me?
Yes.
That's your choice, sweetheart. But you don't have to.
Hey, Carrie. Hey, honey, give me a hand. Now listen. You hang on to my hand, and you keep looking at me, all right?
It's gonna be all right, sweetie.
Good luck.
Okay?
Somebody tell me what happened.
Harvey Jr. was mugged, lost a couple of bucks, but toughed it out until the other kid pulled a knife.
Knife? He got cut. My kid got cut.
I don't want to drop this case right in the middle of the day.
Well, right this minute, the only son I can think about is my own.
What are you doing, looking for evidence against your own kid?
I'm looking for the truth.
So you got two good kids. You were lucky. You were. What if the third one turns out differently? Did you ever see The Bad Seed?
That's a terrible thing to say. You
What?
take that. That's like putting a curse on my baby.
Mary Beth,
Take it back.
I was just
Take
speaking-
it back. I take it back.
We compared the surveillance photos to mug shots of the defendant, Toby Carruthers, which we had on file. We then concluded that the person depicted in both sets of the photographs was the same individual.
May we have the last photo, please?
Here we see the defendant striking Miss Preminger across the left temple with his gun.
Thank you, Sergeant Cagney. No further questions at this time?
What you're saying, then, is that my client here, Toby Carruthers, and that heavy-set, venal slob we saw beating a defenseless teenager in that indistinct photograph are the same person?
It's been 5 months since Mr. Carruthers was arrested. Anyone can lose weight and shave.
And Toby picked me up at 7 to take me to the ice show. We went out for coffee afterwards. We didn't get home till almost midnight. He was with me the whole time. I even saved the ticket stubs.
Your Honor, I have in my hands the very same ice show ticket stubs to which Mrs. Carruthers made reference. I would ask that they be marked as defense exhibit number 3 for identification. I've also provided prosecution with a copy of these stubs.
Mrs. Carruthers, are these the very same tickets that you're referring to?
Yes, they are.
Clerk, will you please mark these defense exhibit number 3? Toby's a good son. All I can think is somebody made a terrible mistake. The mother, she blew us out of the water.
Well, I was ready for that, but our witness falling apart faster than wet egg bread, that's what surprised me.
Maybe when she saw Toby Carruthers at the defense table, all she could remember was a .38 smacking into her cheekbone.
She was an ace in office, though, wasn't she? She had all her emotions in check, knew the details. Sweet, honest girl.
Yeah, but she's the one that came off like a liar. Don't you love it?
We gave it a good shot, sir.
Yeah, well, officer, you're going to have to excuse me. I've got to go prepare for another travesty of justice and then home for a little dinner and a round of gin rummy with my wife. It'll be better the next time, I hope. I always hope.
Good night, sir.
Good night.
Night. Let's hear it for the criminal justice system. Once again, more criminal than just.
Now, look on the bright side, Christine. At least tonight we'll finally get to experience Harvey Lacey's grease the wheels and send him packing spaghetti sauce.
Oh, Mary Beth, I can't.
Oh, not again.
I'm not up to a family night tonight.
Yeah, you never are. You already canceled this same date 3 times.
Well, I'm tired. I'm angry. I'd snap at your kids. I think I should just go home and
Yeah,
go to
this is
bed.
wonderful. Harvey spends all day slaving over a hot stove. Some sauce splatters on his arm. It burns.
Mary
He doesn't
Beth.
care. He keeps stirring, thinking how happy he's going to make his wife's partner.
you lay
I
off?
skip bowling. He says she's not coming. I say she hates our kids.
I'll go.
Atta girl.
I don't hate your kids.
That's because you don't know them.
You love that bit about the ice show? Why didn't you just say they were having an audience with the Pope and be done with it?
Hey, we're here. She probably would have done, Christine, if she thought it would help. That's her son. Harvey?
I'm amazed that Toby character is anybody's son. Maybe they thought it was at my place. Harvey could have, maybe ordered out.
Mom! Hey, Mom! Mom, these guys, they jumped Harvey.
They what?
They wanted his money, but Harvey's not a wimp. He took them. The guys jumped at him. And Harvey, boom! Just like Magnum.
Oh,
Then,
my
look
God,
out.
what happened?
Fine. Schoolyard skirmish is over.
Give me your money, he said. Try and take it.
Who did that to you?
Some kid, I don't
Feel like a fight manager.
Did somebody tell me what happened?
Harvey Jr. was mugged, lost a couple of bucks, but toughed it out until the other kid pulled a knife.
Knife? He got cut. My kid got cut.
No, he was not cut with a knife. He is all right, babe.
No, this does not look like all right to me, Harvey.
That's where he took the punch. They put in a couple of stitches at the emergency
You
room.
fought this kid over money? Are you crazy?
It was almost $5. It was mine. He didn't have a right to it.
Right? What right? You could be dead, you stupid kid.
Christine, would you like some pizza and beer? Honey, how does that sound to you? A little pizza and beer? I am so sorry about the spaghetti, hon. Tell me, how is the baby?
The baby is fine. My oldest son, however, almost got himself killed today. You are in this house for 1 month.
Honey, that's a little tough on him. The kid handled himself like a man. Bottom line is, he is all right.
Bottom line, he could be dead. Well, this is perfect. There's no clean dishes here. Perfect. How am I supposed to feed home without clean dishes?
So, Slugger, how bad's the other guy look, huh?
I don't remember. I just feel dumb.
Harv's gonna get him, though, won't you?
Shut up and leave me alone. Mom, I told you, I never saw this guy before.
Good. Even better, you never see him again. Now, tomorrow morning, first thing, I want you to go to the principal and report what happened. You hear me? And from now on, you will never, I repeat, never put up a fight for money.
Hey, come on, Mom. You mean I gotta be chicken?
No, I mean, you gotta be smart. You hide your money different places. That way you don't lose it all. Michael, I asked you to go in the other room.
Dad's in there. He's asleep on the couch. Mom, where's the baby gonna sleep?
Where do you think? With us?
Wrong, Harvey. The baby will sleep with me and your father.
He's lucky.
Till he's older. And then when we get a bigger place later, then he'll have a room of his own.
Me too?
Yeah, you too. All right, you finish your homework. And remember what I said. There's things you may have to fight for in your life. But money is not one of them.
Yeah, a little self-defense is good for the confidence. I was thinking of taking him down to the Y.
Gonna teach him how to box, is that it?
Yeah.
A little right jab here, a couple left jabs there.
That's right. A little confidence is good when you're going to handle a bully.
This is a mugger. He uses a knife. He's after money. Huh? What are you going to teach your kid? How to hold his guts in when his belly's been slit open? I told those kids before, you give it up, you stay alive.
Uh-huh. And keep on giving it up every day for the rest of your life. You know, the way you talk, it sounds like you think it's your kid's fault.
No, of course not. I'm saying you don't fight for money is all.
You fight for what, then? Honor? Territory? The American way of life?
I can see where you're going with this, Harvey, and I'm not joining in.
Wait a minute. You are not talking logic here, Mary Beth. Our child's territory was invaded, just like a country's. You don't think America fights for money? Well, what about those big oil company interests in Vietnam? What about bananas? You think we'd be sending our troops into Latin America if those big companies didn't want to hang on to their fruit trees?
And now you are in outer space, pure and simple. I'm talking about our kids' survival in Queens, not American foreign policy. The kid listened to you when he walked out the door. He wouldn't know if he was going to school or joining the Marines.
Boy, you can really hit the nail on the head sometimes. I'm standing here doing the dishes, and it hits me. What do I know about this, huh? You're the cop. You deal in crime every day. Me, I putter around waiting for somebody to want a new walnut-look kitchen. You know how a man should behave on the street. You do it every day. So look, I will stay out of the way. You teach the kid how to become a man. If he listens to me, he is going to wind up unemployed with an apron around his waist.
Harv, you're between jobs is all. There'll be another one.
I'll finish these in the morning.
Oh, hey, honey, come on. We know better than this. Harv Jr.'s all right. That's the important thing, right?
Right. Good night.
You're not unemployed.
Should have folded sooner.
We all should have folded sooner.
I'm saving to take my wife to Miami. Now I can't afford Coney Island. What am I going to tell Shirley?
Don't show your shark ate your money. It's the truth. Nice jacket, Newman.
You could touch it if you like. You guys paid for it. Sharp style, huh? What Rob Lowe will be wearing in a couple of years?
Somebody better warn Rob Lowe.
Anytime you high rollers want another game, please let me know. I could use another one in camel.
You believe him?
No. I never thought I'd meet a worse winner than you.
Good morning.
How you doing?
Okay. Pete's is still marching through Georgia. But I'm all right. How's the crime victim?
Okay, a little quiet maybe, but he went to school like usual.
Cagney Lacey, sorry to hear we lost the Carruthers case. You two did a lot of good work on that. But I got another one here for you. No complaints, please, Sergeant Cagney. The Apollo Messenger Service missing a couple of bicycles. Looks like a ticked-off ex-employee has copped them. Check it out.
Oh, Lieutenant, we got cut off at the knees in court. Couldn't we have a case that's a little more, I don't know, uplifting?
Uplifting? You want uplifting? Take an elevator. Look, this guy's business may not be important to you, but to him it is a very big deal. He doesn't care whether you're stimulated by your work today or not. He wants his bicycles back. You got that? So go get him.
Yes, as soon as we file the last of the Carruthers report, sir.
Can I talk to you, Cagney?
Not right now, is Becky. I gotta crack a big bicycle ring.
I got a proposition for you. Just take a minute.
No, it'll take a second. No.
Hey, Chris, we really miss you at the poker game. No, I mean it.
Sure you do. I wiped all of you out.
Not the other, first one. And now we're losing all our shirts to Newman.
That creepy little jerk?
Yeah, I know, it's humiliating. So I got to thinking about the first time you played with us.
Yeah, good game.
Yeah, you're terrific. Pretending you didn't know how to play the game. You really suck at us.
Yeah, great game.
You want to do it again? You could suck a Newman. Just turn on that wide-eyed, innocent look the first game. After that, bam, you sting.
Let me get this straight. You big boys want me to hit on the little 12-year-old over there with the fast fingers?
Uh-huh.
You gonna bankroll me?
Sure. We'll even throw you down some extra dough.
I want 30% of all my winnings.
30%?
50% if I let you live it down.
Okay, okay. 30%. You got a deal. Coleman told me to tell you there's some guy outside in the interview room. Says it's urgent, something about the Carruthers case.
What happened to business first?
Business was first.
People don't care about consequences anymore. They don't care about other people.
Yes, sir. Wouldn't you like to sit down, sir?
A man tries his darndest to make a good life for his family. He sacrifices whatever he has to, and it can all blow up in his face. Turn to garbage, you know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
Excuse me, you wanted to see us about the Carruthers case, is that right?
That's right. That's right. It was awful, him being let off like that, set loose. It shouldn't happen. He'll never stop. He'll never learn like that. He'll just keep on hurting other people, and I can help you change that.
Well, that would be good, sir. But maybe we should start with your name.
Carruthers. Jacob Carruthers. I'm Toby Carruthers' father. Found innocent by a jury. He can't be touched. Double jeopardy.
But, sir, Jacob Carruthers is ready to testify that his wife lies habitually for her son.
Mrs. Carruthers covered for him in a fruit stand robbery 2 years ago, the father said. The grand jury dropped it before trial for insufficient evidence.
Could we reopen that case, sir?
No, you two are talking about an armed robbery that happened 2 years ago. That trail's cold by now. On the other hand, Mr. Joseph Brady, owner of the messenger service, had his bikes ripped off last night. How about him?
How about giving it to Newman?
What?
Well, why not? Lacey and I, when we were green, we got all the boring cases.
Forget it, Cagney. Why don't you sit down, Lacey? Now, where was his conscience-stricken father when you needed him? Huh?
Apparently, he thought it was a cinch his son would be thrown in jail for the last caper. Imagine that.
With due respect, sir, Toby Carruthers is a violent man. He broke 3 bones in that girl's face on his last job. The father coming forward, it's like a gift, sir. Now, with the old case, looks like we have a witness. Please, sir, maybe we could lock this man away for a long time, sir.
Lieutenant, I think...
Please. I'll tell you what, I'm going to give you 3 days, and that's it. No matter what you get, it's over.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
But first, I want you to see this man about his bikes. If that's all right with you, Sergeant Cagney.
Of course, Lieutenant Samuels.
That's reassuring, Sergeant Cagney.
Thank you very much, sir.
Oh, thank you so much, sir. You practically smothered him with, oh, please, sir. Why, it's like a gift, sir.
Good manners,
Thank
Christine.
you, sir.
Never go out of style, especially when you want something.
I got nothing to say to either one of you.
Mrs. Carruthers, we understand your loyalty to your son.
My son is innocent. The jury said so. You've got no business bothering me here at my work.
We wanted to talk to you about another robbery, ma'am. It happened about 2 years ago. You might remember, a 65-year-old Korean gentleman was beaten up, and he identified your son as the man who robbed him.
Well, he was wrong. My son was with me.
Excuse me, could we turn this off so
No,
we can
you
talk?
can't. It's fixed.
Well, fine. Why don't I just move over here where we can hear each other better? Perjury is a very serious offense. And if we
You're not going to prove nothing. My son does not go around robbing and beating up people. He's my only child. Think I don't know my own son?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
That woman is as much a criminal as her son.
A mother wants to protect her child, Christine. I mean, it's hard to know where to draw the line sometimes. You start by making excuses for little things, maybe, and pretty soon it gets out of hand. That kind of love can push you around.
Well, at least the father had his head on straight.
Oh, the father's so down on his own kid, he sounded like he wanted to lock him up himself. I mean, the mother is a different story. She thinks the boy has wings. Now, think what that does to a child. 2 people pulling in different directions.
That's easy for you to say, Mary Bessie. You got 2 good kids. You were lucky. You were. What if the 3rd one turns out differently? Did you ever see The Bad Seed?
That's a terrible thing to say. You
What?
take that. That's like putting a curse on my baby.
Mary Beth,
Take it back.
I was just
Take
taking
it back. I take it back. Thank you.
I'm glad you're not overreacting.
Did you say something?
Remember when you used to talk about being pregnant with the boys? How you said you were always happy and mellow.
I did not say mellow. Blissful is what I said.
Blissful. When was that? The 2nd trimester? The 3rd?
The 4th.
We're gonna be late for the Lamar's class. Just a minute. Yes, sir.
We're looking for Harvey Lacey.
That's me.
Harvey Lacey we want to talk to is 14. Your son?
My son, what's up? What's wrong?
We've got reports your son was involved in some major property damage.
Well, who are these reports from?
We need to speak with your son, sir.
Whoa, I am going to have a little more information here first.
Your son could be in a lot of trouble, mister. Don't make it worse.
Hey, whoa, you take it easy. Don't be threatening this family here. Who do you think you are accusing my boy? You got a warrant? Either of you guys got a warrant? Then get the hell out of here.
Are you trying to talk yourself into a trip downtown, buddy? Is that what you want?
For what? For what? Name it.
Hey.
Get out of this
Hey,
house.
hold on. I'm Detective Lacey, 14th Precinct. Will somebody tell me what's going on?
Yeah, I'll tell you what's going on. These guys, they are at a hand. That's why they can get out of here right now.
Do I know you? You're Johnson. Al Johnson used to walk a beat in Manhattan, am I right?
Yes, ma'am.
Detective Lacey?
I'm sorry. I should have recognized the name. But your husband did come on a little strong there, Detective.
Harvey, let me talk to them a minute, huh?
Hate to bother you at home, but someone threw some bricks in Carl Lomas's TV repair about 4 blocks from here. Some broken glass, some TV sets damaged. Could come to a lot of money.
You think my son is involved?
Mr. Lomas filed a complaint. Look, Detective, you talk to your son. Tell us if anything. Well, give us a call, huh? We'll sit on this a couple more days.
Thank you, Officer Johnson. I'll do that.
Okay.
Thank you.
I didn't do it.
We are hanging around Mr. Lomas's store today.
I don't know who Mr. Lomas is. Why would I do that?
I don't know. I was hoping that you could help me understand.
Mom.
Harvey, this is a family. Everybody here loves you. You could talk to us. You could tell us the truth.
Mom, I told you, I don't know what they're talking about. Why don't you believe me? Don't you have to go to your baby class?
On.
There's more to talk about here, Harvey.
Mary Beth, he says he didn't do it. He didn't do it. Case closed.
Harvey.
You're not paying attention. Case closed.
See your quarter, and I bump you $1.
I'm out. Me too.
If I want to stay in the game, I put in $1.
That's right. What are you gonna do?
I'm gonna bump your $1.
Bump is only when you raise. Are you going to raise? Cagney.
Well, I don't know. I was gonna raise your bump here, and you keep confusing me when you change the terms on me.
Just put in the $1. That's right. Anybody else?
Just the two.
That means you called me. I got a full house.
Diamonds and hearts, all the same color.
It's all the same color, but it's not a flush.
You got a pair of sevens.
Tough luck, Cagney.
That's not a good hand?
Maybe you should stop now and save some of your money.
Don't you patronize me, Newman. Just shut up and deal. Or bump. Whatever it is you do.
two thugs in blue uniforms barge into our home, and you take their word over your son's.
I didn't say that, Hog.
Why would he throw bricks through a TV store, for God's sakes? Why? What happened to motive?
I don't know. I'm tired.
I want to know why the whole world is badgering our son all of a sudden. Maybe you think he's Al Capone, huh? Next week he's flying off to Peru to pick up some heroin.
Oh, will you quit flying off the handle? I'll take care of it tomorrow.
You and the other cops, huh? I'll stick with Harvey Jr.
Oh, damn it, Harv. It's not a matter of sticking with anybody.
Oh, yes, it is, Mary Beth. Faith and loyalty are family words. Words that mean you care about what is inside your home first, before anything else. Before your job. Before being a cop. I hope you remember how to be a mother again before this next one's born.
Oh, that's nice, Harv. That is very good.
Where you going?
I'm going to sleep. Alone.
Hey, Newman. Getting nervous? Got yourself a little competition now, huh? Did you see me draw to that full home in the last hand?
House, full house.
Isn't that what I said? Anyway, I want my 38 bucks back, so you better save a chair for me at the next game. Because this time, I'm gonna clear the room.
Table. You clear the table.
Whatever.
Aren't you laying it on a little thick?
There's not a man alive who thinks a woman can play, talk, or even think poker. So you think this fruit stand guy is gonna have anything to do in Carruthers?
Well, we'll find out if we ever get there. Oh, will you look at this? Perfect timing. Chris, as soon as we're finished, I'd like to take my lunch out and go to Queens, okay?
It's a long drive for a sandwich, Mary Beth.
No, it's, Harv Jr.'s in a little trouble. I thought I'd go out there and talk to somebody. Is this guy taking his own sweet time or what?
The school counselor?
No, it's a complaining witness. You want to speed it up, mister?
Hold your horses, lady. You'll get there.
No thanks to you, fella.
So what's going on?
Oh, nothing. There's some broken windows. He says he didn't do it, but every time he says he didn't do it, he gets this look on his face. Completely blank. His eyes look like big plates. Like those guys in lineup trying not to look like themselves. He's acting like a criminal. This is a public street here.
Hey, give me a break, will you, lady?
Break? I'll give you a break. Crumb 'em!
You know, Mary Beth, sometimes you have to believe children even if all the evidence is against them.
Huh?
My brother, Brian, the angel, he wanted to tattoo my storybook doll with his wood-burning set. It was the fairy princess doll, too. So we got into this tugging match, you know? And all of a sudden, he just lets go. And he bites right into his own arm. I mean, chomps right into it. Drew blood, too, I think. And then suddenly, he just goes running off and he's crying to my mother that I bit his arm. I got my behind tanned, I'll tell you, and I was grounded for 2 weeks. They didn't believe me. See what I mean?
I don't think that Harvey Jr. knows anybody as demented as Brian. I hope he doesn't know anybody as demented as Brian.
Hey, lady, you better move your car. You're holding up traffic.
Hey! Hey! You touch my car again, you smart mouth!
You're right, Mary Beth. Good manners do pay off.
The robbery was a long time ago. My father is all well now. It doesn't matter anymore.
Ma'am, your father is not the only one this man beat up. There were other victims and other robberies, and anything that you can remember might help us.
My father is the one you should talk to. He was the one who was hurt.
Yes, we understand that, but according to our reports, your father's English was poor, and we're looking for a more exact description.
No, no, Abajayo. Ever since the robbery, he has been taking English lessons. He wants to be a citizen. These lady policemen want to talk to you about the robbery.
Robbery?
Convo.
I remember. I remember.
Well, we need a better description than what we had before.
Long time ago.
We realize that, sir.
Many language classes since. Citizen soon.
Good for you.
About the robbery?
Big man, Manigo, Ringo, Watchko.
How big? 6 feet?
Maybe shorter. Big.
Could you identify him from a photograph?
My father already identified him. But attorney said the man had an alibi. They were afraid my father's testimony would not hold up in court. My father's English was not so good then, not like now.
Sir, our records show an antique gold pocket watch.
Yes, watch. Gold from GI Buddy many years ago. Name inside.
Yeah, the inscription, Dooku Kang, Seoul, 1953.
Yes.
Well, thank you for your time. And if you or your father think of anything else, you give us a call. Thank you.
잠깐. Good for baby.
Oh, thank you.
Okay, we're back to square one. Now, if we're gonna crack this thing, we have to leap on the mother with both feet.
Oh, let's leave her out of it, Chris.
What is it with you and that woman? Are you related or something?
I understand what she's doing, that's all.
Oh, you do? When was the last time you stood up in a court of law and lied for somebody? That was different.
Why? Because I was in the line of duty or because I was lying for you?
She's a perjurer, Mary Beth.
And I would have been too. If you hadn't stopped me, I was protecting somebody I care about the same as her.
No, it is not the same thing. It is not. Her lies have hurt a lot of people, including that young witness whose facial bones you were so worried about yesterday.
All I'm saying is I understand the mother's motives, all right? Can we go to Queens now?
It's all the same to you, Mary Beth. I don't want to drop this case right in the middle of the day.
Well, right this minute, the only son I can think about is my own.
We've got 2 days, Mary Beth. And this kid is out there right now with his gun probably pointed at someone else's face.
All right. I'll drop you off. I will go to Queens, and I'll pick you up at the precinct in 1 hour.
Lois, I know my own kid. He wouldn't do anything. What is this? Why would he bother? Give me a reason. Just give me a reason. That's all I'm looking for. A reason! What are you doing here?
The same as you.
Mary Beth, that man will not listen to reason. He insists our kid broke his window. My kid would not do that!
Harvey, maybe I should talk to him, too.
I'm telling you, man, that jerk is so worked up he doesn't know what he saw.
Well, if the man is insisting that Harv Jr. was involved...
He is wrong. What are you doing, looking for evidence against your own kid?
I'm looking for the truth.
The truth? You can hear it in your own house. Listen to your son.
You don't need to go all over the neighborhood pumping strangers.
Harvey, you remember when he was 8 years old and you sent him down the store for fresh blueberries so we could have pancakes? And he ate almost all of them on the way home. And he stood in that kitchen with hands and face all covered with blueberry juice, shaking his head. No, didn't do it, Dad. Honey, I swear to you, he's got that same look on his face as he did then. Didn't do it, Dad. You want to quit fighting?
I guess I've been a little touchy, huh? Maybe.
Maybe.
Give me a break, Mary Beth. I haven't had a job in 3.5 weeks. It gets to a guy.
Harvey, we both work. Even Stephen. Your jobs come in lumps, is all. Anyway, you got all the looks in the family.
Why?
Yeah. Harvey Jr. gets all that from me.
He's not guilty till I see the blueberry juice, okay?
Okay.
I was proud of being a father.
Yes, Sarah, I'm sure you were.
I can't understand whatever did that was wrong. Why should I have a son that anybody'd be ashamed of? When I see the people that he's hurt,
Oh, you say that your son lived here with you?
yeah. Had a cot over there. We had a deal. He'd work for me, and I'd give him free room and board. A little extra, part-time, so he could get another job. But no, he stopped working. Just slept here a couple of days a week. You know, it's not a crime to be raised poor. I was, out in the middle of Arkansas. And you worked out there, by God, where the family didn't eat.
I understand that, sir.
We grew up with rules, ways you behaved, lived by the commandments, and that's what mattered. My father used a belt on me plenty of times. Spare the rod and spoil the child, he said. He was right.
Mr. Carruthers, did your son, Toby, leave anything that would help us?
Nah, nothing. Just some trashy books, disposable lighters. I threw it all out. Except this pocket watch. Figured, I don't know what it figured. Here. I know he never bought it.
Well, this is a big help, Mr. Carruthers.
He just couldn't take it. Stayed a baby. Ran to his mother. She'd scream if I even touched him. Treated him like he would break. That boy came between us. He ruined our marriage. I'm so ashamed of him.
It's not true.
Mrs. Carruthers, we have a gold watch that the robbery victim has already identified. It is the same gold watch that your son gave his father.
He turned on his only child. It's a crime. That man's blood runs in Toby's veins. We finished with him a long time ago, me and my boy. He is still trying to ruin us.
He's trying to stop your son from hurting somebody else so he could lead a decent life, become a man you could both be
My
proud
son
of.
knows more about being a man than his father ever knew. He takes care of me, and I take care of him. We love each other.
Wait a minute. Mrs. Carruthers, wait a minute. We are not asking you to betray your son. We've already got all the evidence we need. We've got him dead to rights. But if you go into that court of law and you lie on the witness stand again, then you will be charged with perjury.
What happens next time? When Toby doesn't stop at beating in some girl's face? You gonna cover for him when he kills somebody? How you gonna feel having a murderer for a son? Mrs. Carruthers. Tough lady. That's a lonely lady. Never let her child out of her womb. Boy didn't have a chance.
Yeah, and she's still trying to protect him, too.
Well, protecting your child's the easy part. I wouldn't have to think. I'd kill for my kid. No, it's letting him grow up and get hurt. That's not so easy. Carry him in your body 9 months, your heart pumps the same blood. I mean, some piece of him is always going to be with you. Let him go. That's the hard part. I don't know, Chris, he's lying to me. I can't prove it, and I know he is. He threw those bricks.
You could always turn him over to juvenile authorities. They could scare the hell out of him. Just spank his hand and send him home on probation.
Now, what does that teach him? He gets hauled in, he gets a lawyer, he gets a lot of attention. Some social worker listens to him whine, boom, he's out the door.
You don't want him locked up, do you?
No. But we see kids every day bragging how they've been busted 5 or 6 times. Makes them look cool to their friends. Doesn't cost them anything, no good.
So what are you gonna do?
I'm gonna talk to Harv.
Send Michael down to Mrs. Kanaka's, put Harvey Jr. in his room. Alone at last, Mary Beth.
Last call I got before I left work was from the 110th in Queens. The description of the other kid that threw the brick in Mr. Lomas's store fits Harv Jr.'s good friend, Tommy Aquinas, up and down. So I called Tommy. This is Detective Lacey, I said. Put the fear of God into him. Told me the whole thing is Harv Jr.'s idea, to get back at Jake Lomas, who is the owner's son.
Get back at him for what?
Jake Lomas is the one that stole his money and busted his head in. Now, Harvey Jr. told us that he didn't know the kid. So, he didn't only lie to us once. He's been lying the whole time.
You're right.
Oh, I didn't want to be right, Harv. I wanted to believe that he didn't do it. And now I want to pretend the whole thing didn't happen. No, I don't mean that. I just want to be able to trust our son again and have him trust us. And I don't know what to do.
Hey, hotshot. Come on in and have a seat. I didn't think you'd show up, what with the stakes being doubled and all.
Look, Cagney, I think it's stupid for you to try to play, that's all.
Really? Feeling sorry for me, huh?
No, it's just that I hate taking advantage of my position, that's all.
What position's that?
Being practically a friend of the family. Call me sentimental, but after hanging out with your dad and hearing what a great gal you are...
What do you mean, my father?
Yeah, Charlie is a terrific guy. And did you know he's quite a talker after he's had a couple of beers?
Wait a second.
Jonah, he tells me, there's not a woman alive who knows more about poker than my Chrissy.
You are loaded.
To be honest, Cagney, I'm disappointed. I guess you just don't have what it takes.
What it takes? The news is good, Newman. The game is on, and it's triple the stakes.
Would be my pleasure.
We'll keep it simple, just you and me, till the other guys get here.
I told him not to bother.
It's very wise. They hate to see a grown man cry. 5-card stud, head-to-head?
Sure you want to do this?
Cut the deal.
Just because your music is stinking up the airways and every damn movie star these days has zits is no reason for you to think you got your stripes in this world. You want to become king of the mountain? You got to earn it. And you're going to start by paying for the damage you did. The super is going to give you $2 an hour for every day after school.
Hey, I got basketball practice.
You got nothing until you fix your mistake. You are off the team until Mr. Lomas is paid back in full.
That's not fair.
Don't talk to me about fair. Lying to your parents, upsetting your mother, that's not fair. The world is not your oyster, kid, not yet. You got a lot of proving along the way before you got the right to tell me what's fair. Your mother and me, we are telling you.
I was doing what you told me to do. I was sticking up for myself.
Harvey, let me tell you. When you defended yourself against that punk in the schoolyard, that took guts. But throwing a brick through a man's window and running away, that doesn't take guts. That's an act of a coward. Harv, I'm real mad right now. I believed you. I believed you because you're my son, and I raised you to know your family, to know what we stand for. If you don't learn this now, you're never going to get it. This is what it's all about, Harvey. Love. Respect. Honor. Now that's what you gotta learn before you can call yourself a man. Do you understand me?
Yes, sir.
Let's make a new beginning here. Go see your mother. Tell her you're sorry for how much you hurt her.
I'm sorry.
Noreen Dixon died today, Harv.
Oh, the movie star.
Yeah.
I thought she was already dead.
This is not what you could call a simple suicide. But why would she want to kill herself? Noreen Dixon is at the top of her profession. Noreen Dixon has millions of fans all over the world.
I hated Noreen Dixon more than I've ever hated anyone in my life.
I wasn't the only one who could have cheerfully killed Noreen. Why should we believe you've already lied to protect your girlfriend?
She was mean and vain and impossible to work for. I did not kill my aunt.
At this point, I think they all could have done it.
Yeah, he's outside waiting in the lobby.
All right, thank you. Company was on their lunch break. No one saw her come off the catwalk.
Life has burned too brightly in my breast, and I can no longer endure. Suicide. Excuse me.
Mary Beth. Want to take this to the lab, please? What's wrong with you?
Nothing. I got something in my eye.
I'm crying.
No, I'm not. I got some dust or something in my eye. It's very dusty here.
Mary Beth, talk to me. What is wrong?
Do me a favor, Christine. Don't argue.
You're right. It's very dusty in here.
I can't believe it. I can't believe that Noreen Dixon would commit suicide.
There was nobody else in the theater, Mary Beth. There was a suicide note found in her pocket. There was nothing.
No, I don't mean that, Christine. I mean that she was Noreen Dixon.
Oh, hey, listen to me. She was an actress. Actresses are a little weird, you know that.
That's a very prejudiced thing to say, Christine.
What? Hey, I'm sorry. Actresses are artists. Everybody knows that artists have a couple of screws loose.
And none of us regular, ordinary people do.
I wouldn't say that.
Well, I wouldn't say that either.
Mary Beth, wait up.
Hello?
Hey.
Hey. Hiya, babe.
Hiya. Hiya.
Mwah. You miss me?
Yeah. A lot.
We're in great shape, Mary Beth. If the weather holds in Saratoga, we can start laying a foundation at the end of the month.
Oh, that's wonderful, sweetheart. That's wonderful.
Oh, hey, you seem a little down. Anything wrong?
Noreen Dixon died today, Harv.
Oh, the movie star.
Yeah.
I thought she was already dead.
Harv?
Oh, I'm sorry, Mary Beth. How did it happen?
Suicide, it looks like. You know, I know it's silly, Harv. I feel like I lost an old friend. Remember her in Grand Destiny?
Yeah.
We saw that one on our first date.
Yeah. It's a real tearjerker.
The end of that movie, that's when I knew I liked you.
Yeah. You were crying your eyes out, and I was kicking myself for not having a handkerchief. Oh.
Yeah. I had to give you mine because you were crying, too.
Oh, baby, they don't make them like they used to. Oh, man. From Here to Eternity, that was my favorite. Yeah, I'll never forget the first time I saw it. Yeah. That movie got Angela and me so worked up we just took off for Maryland.
Maryland? What, you wanted seafood?
No. Well, we were, underage.
Underage for what? Who is Angela?
Mary Beth, I was 16 years old. I mean, I thought I was in love. I mean, you know how kids are. Angela, she told her parents she was going to spend the night with her girlfriend, and so we drove down to Maryland and we got.
You got what?
Married.
Married?
Sweetheart, we didn't even spend the night together. I mean, we couldn't afford a motel room, so we drove back. We were going to try and borrow my brother's apartment, but Angela's father was waiting for us at the Jersey Turnpike, and and he took us straight home, and he got the marriage annulled the next day. So you see, babe, it was nothing.
Angela. The first Mrs. Harvey Lacey.
Oh, Mary Beth.
You better get ready for dinner, Harv.
You're not mad, are you?
Dinner's gonna be ready soon, Harvey, and if you're not, it gets cold.
Yeah, boy, sure smells good, babe. What is it?
You have your secrets, Harvey. So do I. Good morning, Chris.
Oh, nice of you to come in.
Sorry. The subway was so jammed, I had to wait for 3 trains before I could get on. Who is Gordon Lazaroff?
Oh, he's a graphologist.
He does handwriting analysis for the document examiner's office. They sent him Noreen Dixon's suicide note. Claims he's discovered something very important.
What?
I don't know. He says he has to come over and tell us in person. That's exactly where I want to spend my money.
Well, maybe he really has something.
Maybe the next pope will be Jewish.
Maybe Mr. Lazaroff will be single and good looking.
Maybe the next pope will be a woman.
Sergeant Cagney?
Yes.
I'm Gordon Lazaroff.
Yes, Mr. Lazaroff. Please, won't you sit down?
Oh, thanks. I'll try not to take too much of your time.
Oh, we appreciate anything you can tell us, sir.
You're very kind. Most of the department isn't. They think what I do is strange. Some people, even in my own office, hum the theme from the Twilight Zone when I walk by.
Hard to believe.
Could you tell us, please, exactly what you found in the suicide note, Mr. Lazaroff?
Yes, you can see it very clearly right in this part here. Life has burnt too brightly in my breast, and I can no longer endure. Now, look at the energy in the B loops. Burnt, brightly, breast, and the way the O's are crossed. To, no. Look at the strength in those L's. Life, longer.
This is not Noreen Dixon's handwriting.
Oh, no, it's hers, all right. No, there's no doubt that Noreen Dixon wrote this note.
So what is your point?
When she wrote it, Noreen Dixon was not the least bit suicidal.
How does this guy think that you can write a suicide note without being suicidal?
Well, sir, apparently this science of handwriting, graphology, that is, has come a long way, sir. And they can tell things about the way a person is feeling from the energy of the loops. And whether or not he or she is writing on the line or under the line...
Cagney.
Personally, I think it's a lot of bull.
But you don't.
Well, sir, I had a kind of feeling that maybe this wasn't a suicide. I mean, she doesn't seem to be a very likely type for suicide to me. And I thought so even before this handwriting business. Noreen Dixon is at the top of her profession. Noreen Dixon has millions of fans all over the world. But why would she want to kill herself?
Evidence. When do we get the ME's report?
Any minute now, sir.
All right, so let me know when he comes in.
Yes, sir.
Cagney, you got a minute?
Yeah, sure.
Maybe you better sit down.
You want me to close the door?
Yeah, please. Cagney, you know a lot of classy ladies. Well, I need one of those for this thing I gotta go to.
You want me to find you a date?
It's black tie and it's Friday night.
This Friday?
Yeah, it's short notice. I know that. I'm sorry, but the woman that I was going to take, turns out that she's got other plans that night.
Lieutenant, I'm not even sure I'd know your type. You know, maybe...
Well, she should be good-looking, but not a Miss Universe.
Beautiful, but not a stunner.
And she should be intelligent. But, you know, not so smart that I don't know what she's talking about.
No rocket scientists, huh?
And she should have a good sense of humor. A nice laugh. But she doesn't have to be a stand-up comic.
So forget Joan Rivers.
And if she's a little younger, well, I can handle that. But no teeny boppers, okay?
Well, Lieutenant, most of the women I know are a little more sophisticated than that.
Oh, yeah, sure. What am I worried about? If she's a friend of yours, chances are that she's no spring chicken.
The ME's report.
Yeah?
Finding of the autopsy. This is not what you could call a simple suicide. And I think I could tell you who done it, too. We apologize for bothering you again, ladies and gentlemen. We know that you have already given your statements, but we have to check some facts here and make sure that we have them all right. Okay, you're Iris McIntyre, the late Miss Dixon's understudy. Am I correct, ma'am?
I am the producer, Jerry Thackeray. I was when we still had a play.
And those rumors about her being the beast of Broadway are simply untrue.
Cute.
She stoops to conquer.
You must be the playwright, Mr. Eric
Weber, right. I was also the director.
Isn't that a little unusual, Mr. Weber? For a playwright to direct his own play?
Noreen insisted.
That way she thought she could really direct the play herself.
Cute.
So, you must be Iris Redford, Miss Dixon's secretary.
No. I was her understudy. Dean McIntyre.
Oh, gee, I got you all mixed up. So, you must be Iris Redford.
Yes.
Miss Dixon's secretary.
That's right.
Well, at least we all know who you are, sir. Who among us would not recognize Mr. Chet Gardner, Miss Dixon's co-star in so many of her movies?
Well, and here, too, I'm afraid. And second billing once again.
It's a pleasure to meet you, Mr. Gardner. I've loved all your movies.
What a lovely compliment. Especially from such a charming young lady.
Thank you. I mean, you're welcome.
You were married to Miss Dixon for a time, sir. Am I right? Her death must have been a terrible shock.
Yeah, about as terrible as our marriage. I thanked my lucky stars when Noreen divorced me.
Oh. Okay. Well, I think I got you all straight. Oh, gee. This is great. I love the theater. We never could go much when I was a kid. It was a big tree. Big tree.
Well, thank you.
How Do I Love Thee? It's the name of the play, huh?
It's about Robert and Elizabeth Barrett Browning.
Oh, I love her poetry. How do I love thee? Let me count the ways. I love thee to the depth and breadth and height my soul can... Oh, what is that? Makeup?
Noreen and Chet came out during intermission and did a makeup transformation into their characters' later years.
Yes, I did it down stage left, and she sat over there.
Right here in front of the audience. Huh, isn't that something? What is this?
It's for the neck. Noreen was very proud she had to wear it. She had very few wrinkles for a woman her age.
I saw about this once on TV, how they do this. They stick it on with this, here. Spirit gum, they call it. That's got kind of a strong smell, huh? You take this, you put it on the rubber thing, and then you stick the rubber thing on your neck.
Detective, I wouldn't put that on.
I'll be very careful.
You may have an allergy to spirit gum. A lot of people do.
Thanks, I can't afford allergies.
Detective, please don't.
Why not, Miss McIntyre? Because you know it's dangerous to put this spirit gum on one's neck?
That spirit gum has traces of synthetic arsenic in it, which you've been using to poison Noreen Dixon.
What?
Miss McIntyre, I'm afraid we're going to have to take you downtown for questioning.
I told you I didn't want to kill her.
The medical examiner confirmed there was not enough arsenic to kill her.
It's still attempted murder, Miss McIntyre.
I only wanted her to miss a few performances, the last few previews and opening night.
So you could be reviewed by the critics?
I am 55 years old. My career was never secure, like Noreen's. I still have to worry about my next job.
Well, wouldn't people think it was funny? Miss Dixon missing her opening night like that?
Noreen was famous for what she called her little sinking spells. She pulled them before on opening night.
Let me get this straight. You say you have no hard feelings for Miss Dixon. You just wanted to help your career by poisoning her.
All right. You'll find out sooner or later. I didn't kill her. But I hated Noreen Dixon more than I've ever hated anyone in my life. We met when we were both ingenues back in summer stock. In one play, I had the lead. She was my sister. We had a big emotional scene where she had to slap me. On dress rehearsal, she accidentally forgot to take off her ring. It cut my face all the way to the eye. I went to the hospital, and Noreen went on in my place.
You don't think she did that on purpose?
Oh, absolutely. Oh, I know what you're thinking. Millions of people love Noreen Dixon. But they never knew what she really was.
Okay, so the understudy has an airtight for the time of death. This producer could have pushed Noreen Dixon off that catwalk.
Forensics didn't find anything to prove she was pushed.
They didn't find anything to prove she wasn't.
The producer does make a fortune due to Miss Dixon's death. You think she's the type to kill for money?
Vito! No, Vito, be careful with that backdrop. It cost a mint, and I want to use it again. Oh, hello, ladies. I can give you exactly 5 minutes of my time. Ooh, love the coat.
This is a homicide investigation, Miss Thackeray.
Well, you arrested Jean McIntyre. I thought it was over.
She was charged with felonious assault and released on bail. There's no actual evidence that she killed Miss Dixon.
I see. So, I'm a suspect again.
We found out something quite interesting, Miss Thackeray. You had trouble insuring this production, didn't you?
Every company in town knows about Noreen Dixon's reputation. Apparently, you had to settle for a policy with a special clause in it. You weren't covered if she got sick. The only way you could cash in on your play, if it failed to open, was if Miss Dixon died.
In case you've forgotten, I accounted for my whereabouts at the time of Noreen's death.
Yes. In your original statement, you said you went to Sardi's to have lunch with your accountant.
And he confirmed it.
The waiter said that you were gone from the table when the salad was served. And the stage doorman remembers you're coming back here.
Well, I'd forgotten my appointment book. That's why I came back.
Uh-huh.
Did you see Noreen Dixon when you came back?
No, but, well, I could hear her going over her lines in the orchestra pit. I knew better than to bother her.
What's that?
Well, Noreen had a tendency to, scream at people.
You didn't like her very much, did you?
Our relationship was a legend in show business. Everybody knew we loathed each other. Years ago, Noreen broke up my marriage. Well, that particular husband, I happen to love very much. A month after the divorce, Noreen dropped him. I think she did it deliberately.
Why?
Well, Noreen loved making people miserable.
Miss Thackeray, we'll probably want to be talking to you again later, so you'll certainly let us know if you have to leave town.
Certainly. Certainly. Oh, well, I wasn't the only one who could have cheerfully killed Noreen. Almost everyone I know had something against her. Ta.
Not exactly Miss Congeniality, our Noreen.
Sometimes, Christine, when people are on top, other people get jealous.
Jealous? We've heard things about Noreen Dixon that makes Lady Macbeth look like Mary Poppins.
Maybe you shouldn't believe everything you hear, Christine. Thank you.
I played this part in college.
A saint. Interesting casting.
I was very good. The director was kind of a jerk, but I played all 10 performances. It was my last playing at acting, however.
I feel kind of funny going through her belongings, Christine.
She'll forgive you, Mary Beth. Especially if we find out which one of her friends bumped her off. Come here, look at this. Look at this here.
My Life Upon the Wicked Stage by Noreen Dixon.
Her memoirs?
Oh,
what?
Let me.
So where are they? Leave a message when you come in, please. Miss Dixon's secretary didn't answer, so I left a message on the writer's machine.
Well, they should all be at the memorial service tomorrow. If the writer and the secretary don't know about the missing memoirs, somebody else will.
Do you have any single friends, Mary Beth? It's not for me, it's for a friend. A male friend. I have to get a date for this guy I know.
Can you tell me anything about this man?
No.
Christine?
I think that my friend would prefer that I remain discreet.
You're asking me to blindly set this fellow up on a blind date?
You don't want to help me? You don't have to help me.
I would like to help you, Christine. You're not giving me much to go on here.
Called everybody I know. Laura Carter's getting engaged. Nikki Levine just moved back in with her ex-husband, and Julia Barker gave up men for Lent. I tell you, women friends, they're a dying breed.
Sure, for somebody who spends their time only with men.
You missed a great musical, babe.
I was not in the mood for Nelson Eddy and Jeanette MacDonald.
You're not gonna wear that stuff to bed.
This is deep cleansing, Harvey. I can't get deep cleansing in 5 minutes. Direction said overnight. About as long as your first marriage.
Mary Beth, I don't know what you want
The
from me.
truth would have been nice.
I told you the truth.
By accident, after 17 years, you think you know a person.
Babe, it never occurred to me to tell you.
Sure, I'm only the second wife.
Damn it, Mary Beth, that didn't mean anything. We were married less than a total of 24 hours.
And then it completely slipped your mind.
Okay, you want to know what it was? It was sex.
Not in front of the baby, Harvey.
That's what it was. We wanted to do it, but we'd have felt too guilty if we weren't married.
Is this supposed to be making me feel better?
Damn it, Mary Beth, we didn't get near a bed. The father caught us before we did anything more than kiss.
Poetic justice.
Ladies and gentlemen, I thank you all for coming this afternoon.
Would you look at that man? Huh?
And
20
uncertain-
years, he hasn't aged one bit.
My heart of hearts, as dear Noreen used to say, that wherever she is touched and gladdened.
Everybody hated Noreen Dixon so much. How come there isn't an empty seat?
Give the people what they want, Mary Beth. They'll show up for it.
No one more than I know what the passing of our beloved Noreen really means. This sudden emptiness.
Makes you want to throw up, doesn't it? I told Chet I'd write him a eulogy, but no, he insisted on giving his own. Actors.
He could read the phone book. Still the sexiest man in the world.
Will you please?
So you said you wanted to know about Noreen's memoirs, hmm?
Celebrate her life.
Have you seen them?
Oh, no, Noreen wouldn't let anybody read them. She took them with her everywhere, though, scared poor Chet to death.
And her greatest qualities always came out in the littlest ways. For instance,
Scared Mr. Gardner?
Well, for 20 years, she threatened to tell a secret to the world. Every time Noreen wanted to get Chet, she just hauled out those precious memoirs that supposedly told all.
Told all what?
You're kidding. I thought everybody in New York knew, even if they didn't in Peoria. Noreen and Chet were married in name only. He's as gay as the 1890s.
with regal grandeur, she stepped out of that limousine, and with a wave of her hand, she stopped that traffic cold. I thought, this is a true lady. Sergeant, there were times I could have annihilated Noreen. But I am an actor, and I don't do such things in real life any more than you do.
You and Miss Dixon went back a long ways, didn't you, Mr. Gardner? Your first picture together, Broadway Babies, 1950. Am I right?
Much as I hate to admit it, yes. Look, I'll tell you our whole sordid story over a pot of tea. Please make yourselves comfortable.
Oh, thank you.
Another fantasy down the tubes. Still, he has nice eyes, don't you think?
Hey, Mary Beth, look at this.
Come here.
Oh,
Come here.
this is another secret. I'm not so sure I want to know.
Remember when Chet Gardner said he didn't steal Noreen's memoirs?
Yes.
I didn't think he was going to explain that.
My Life Upon the Wicked Stage by Noreen Dixon. That's kind of coincidental, isn't it, Christine? It's like something out of an Agatha Christie book.
Yeah, sweetheart. Be with you in a minute. Yes, honey. Hi.
Thank you. And what is all this? Where is everybody?
The boys are at my mother's. Alice is asleep. babe.
Feeling pretty guilty, aren't you, Harvey?
Huh?
You went to a lot of trouble here.
I'm trying to make up, Mary Beth.
Is this what worked on your first wife?
For crying out loud, would you leave it alone? You've been mad longer than I was married.
Not the marriage, Harv. It's the deceit.
Okay, so I didn't tell you. But I could have kept a lot worse secrets from you, Mary Beth. I could have been an axe murderer. I could have been a slumlord. But no, I made a bigger mistake. I got married once for 1 day. And now I'm gonna have to be crucified for it the rest of my life.
Harvey?
Here, you eat the dinner. I'm going out.
Harvey, wait a minute.
You know, it could have been a lot worse, Mary Beth. I could have worked for the CIA. Cagney.
Good morning, Lieutenant.
Tell me what's going on.
Beg your pardon?
My date. Have you found her yet?
Lieutenant, you know, if you just give me more notice,
Yeah, I understand.
I tried.
Oh, yeah, sure. No, I understand. Thanks. Maybe I should talk to his Becky. The other day, I overheard him raving about some female musician friend of his, Cheryl Carey.
Sherry Carey?
Yeah, you know her?
She's a stripper who plays the accordion, Lieutenant.
Wouldn't make the right impression.
What is this event you're supposed to go to, anyway?
Well, it's sort of a celebration, you know? My son, my kid, David, he's managed to put together enough money to buy into a restaurant.
Why did you take Thelma?
Cagney, remember I told you about this woman that I wanted to take, but she had other plans? That was Thelma. She's going already with an airline pilot that she's been dating. Thin and tall, with a lot of hair.
Certainly not my type.
Didn't used to be Thelma's.
Lieutenant, I do know somebody who'd fit the bill.
Oh, yeah?
She's a workaholic.
I can relate to that.
She's fun.
I got nothing against fun once in a while.
Is it a problem if she works in the department?
Hell no. No. What precinct is she in?
14th.
Serious?
Every now and then.
That's just great. Cocktails start at 6 o'clock. And then a buffet dinner after that. I'll pick you up, okay?
Okay.
Cagney, you know, you don't have to do this.
Yeah, I know.
Yes, sir, and she had received the advance and everything was... But you never saw any of the actual manuscript ever. All right. Thank you very much. Goodbye.
What was that all about?
Noreen Dixon's publisher. He says Noreen Dixon never turned in any of her memoirs.
Maybe she was holding out till they were all finished.
Or maybe she never started. Lab findings on the ashes from the fireplace, negative for ink.
You mean the whole thing was blank?
Except for the title page. Somebody only wanted us to think they were the missing memoirs.
I didn't kill her. I swear I didn't.
Either way, we could take you in for obstruction.
You burned those memoirs.
Fake memoirs. Fake! She carried around blank pages and tantalized everyone with them for 20 years.
So you burned the blank pages and the title page, and you planted them in Chet Gardner's apartment.
Now look, Chet has to be the killer. I was sure that once you were onto him, Chet would confess.
Mr. Weber, if you had reason to believe that Chet Gardner was guilty, why didn't you come forward?
Because I didn't think you'd believe me. And I have written enough mysteries to know what it takes to convict someone, and I don't have that kind of proof. But I know how he did it. Noreen was rehearsing in the pit. She wouldn't hear Gardner sneak up on her. He knocks her out, and then he throws her over his shoulder, just like he did with LaFleur in Pirates Cove. And then he climbs up a ladder, and he walks across the catwalk, and then he throws her off.
Isn't Chet Gardner a little old for that, Mr.
Weber.
Chet Gardner's in very good shape.
Oh, that's very funny, Eric. I didn't know you did comedy.
I don't find murder very amusing.
Neither do I. But the idea of Chet Gardner climbing into the fly loft? You should look up from your typewriter more often.
What are you talking about?
Chet Gardner is afraid of heights.
What?
That isn't true. Trust me, stuntmen live off Chet Gardner. The man gets nosebleeds if he stands on a chair.
So much for that theory.
Maybe you should ask Eric why he's so anxious to prove Chet Gardner killed Noreen. It's a very interesting reason, don't you, Eric? Or maybe you should ask Iris Redfern.
You play your little games with someone else, Gerald Lee. I don't enjoy them.
You care to explain what you just said, Miss Thackeray?
What?
You haven't been very straight with us, neither one of you.
I don't know what you mean.
Well, my partner loves old movies, Miss Redfern. And she remembers that Noreen Dixon had played a character named Iris
Mayfield
around the time that you were born.
in All My Tomorrows with David Niven.
So we did some checking. And we found out that you, Iris Redfern, are Miss Dixon's niece.
Since when is nepotism a crime?
Nepotism is not, Mr. Weber, but fabrication of evidence is.
You went out of your way to set up Chet Gardner as Noreen Dixon's murderer. Why?
I told you I
know what you told us. What you didn't tell us is that you and Miss Redfern are rather involved. Mrs. Thackeray said that Noreen Dixon had forbidden the two of you to see each other. Mrs. Thackeray also told us that you were rather bitter about that. Working night and day for a prima donna aunt who wouldn't let you have a private life of your own?
Maybe bitter enough to kill for your freedom.
Oh, come on. That's ridiculous. Iris couldn't murder anyone.
Why should we believe you, Mr. Weber? You've already lied about Chet Gardner, setting him up to protect your girlfriend here.
I did not kill my aunt. She was mean and vain and impossible to work for, but she was also the only family I had left. I could never have hurt her. Eric lied to protect me because he knew I didn't have an alibi the afternoon she died. It was a mistake, that's all. Because he loves me. Haven't you ever been in love?
I guess we can scratch them off.
What's that supposed to mean?
Well, you saw them, Christine. They're lovers, not murderers.
Oh, you're breaking my heart, Mary Beth. They were lying to protect one another.
Christine, do you really think that those two people murdered Noreen Dixon?
At this point, I think they all could have done it, and probably wanted to.
Cynic. You're a cynic, Christine.
My money's on the producer.
No way. It's got to be Chet Gardner. He's the only one man enough to carry her up to the catwalk.
He's afraid of heights, says Becky.
I think John Wayne's afraid of horses.
Well, maybe it was the playwright, the one who tried to frame him.
And he had a tasty thing going with a niece.
She probably inherits a fat piece of change if it's ruled a homicide.
Yeah, but don't forget the understudy. She tried to poison the old bird.
Where's Miss Marple when we need her?
Wait a minute. Maybe it is like Murder on the Orient Express. Maybe they all did it.
Colonel Mustard did it.
In the library.
With a bike press.
Cut it out. Oh, I would like to remind you people, this is a homicide here. It's not some game. A great star lost her life.
We know that, Mary Beth.
Good, because I couldn't tell. I mean, this may be a lot of fun for all of you, but it wasn't too terrific for Noreen Dixon. You want to play games? Go ahead. Count me out.
What's eating her?
She's a fan.
Huh?
Too bad there's no butler.
Are we going to work this out or what? How long are you going to continue acting like a teenager, Mary Beth?
Did you love Angela?
Yeah, as much as you could love somebody when you were 16 years old.
That's how old you were the first time. Was she the one?
Yeah, but that was much later. We were supposed to not see each other, so we sneaked off to my brother's place. Romeo and Juliet.
You don't have to tell me all the details, Harvey.
Honey, that was such a long time ago. What Angela and I felt for each other, that was puppy love. It was a warm-up for the real thing.
It wasn't a marriage, Harvey. It was the secrets. I felt like I didn't know you, like I've been with some stranger the whole time.
Honey, I swear I didn't mean to keep any secrets. I had almost forgotten.
I want us to be honest, Harvey. Not like the rest of the world.
I promise. I cross my heart.
So this Angela, was she pretty? We're being honest here, Harvey.
How honest?
Never mind.
Guess now who holds thee? Death, I said. But there the silver answer rang. Not death, but love. I love thee with a love I seem to lose with my lost saints. I love thee with the breath, smiles, tears of all my life. And if God choose, I shall but love thee better after death. Ah! Great stuff.
Morning, Christine. What's going on?
I read the play.
Yeah, we both read the play. There was nothing in it.
I read Noreen Dixon's copy. It was very illuminating. Come with me. In the scripts we read, there was no mention of suicide.
Elizabeth Barrett Browning didn't commit suicide.
I knew it, but Noreen Dixon thought she should have. And in her version of the play, she tore out the last scene and rewrote a whole new one. The only thing missing is the last speech.
The suicide note.
Exactly. That's why she wasn't suicidal when she wrote it. These are just words her character was supposed to say. I told you actresses are weird.
You think the rest of them know about the note?
Theater's a small world.
So, what now? We can't even prove it's murder. Never mind who did it.
I want to look at the catwalk up there. See if forensics missed anything. Why don't you just look around down here?
Right.
Help! Christine, what are you doing down there? Here, Mary Beth! Where? I can't see you.
Christine! What are you doing?
Peter Pan.
Your voices come from the orchestra pit.
I'll explain it later, okay? Just get me down from here.
Sure, Chris. Hang on, okay?
This theater plays an acoustical trick. You all thought that Miss Dixon did her rehearsing in the orchestra pit during her lunch hour, because it seemed as though her voice were coming from there. But in reality, she was on the catwalk every day. But it sounded as though her voice were coming from the pit.
On the day she died, Noreen Dixon was up there, as usual.
She was rehearsing a very emotional scene. A scene she was hoping Mr. Weber might put in his play, which you were all aware of. Unfortunately, Miss Dixon got a little carried away with what she was doing, and she leaned her weight against a faulty gate in the railing. The gate swung open. And she fell.
So it wasn't murder.
It was an accident.
It was death by overacting.
God, I'm so tired. That was very crazy up there, Christine. Yep. Chet Gardner would have had his stuntman do it. Go home, get some rest. That's what I'm gonna do. A hot bath, stiff drink, and 12 hours of uninterrupted deep sleep. What are you gonna do?
Oh, Harvey's trying to get me to go to the movies. I don't know if I ever want to go to the movies again. Night, Chris.
Night.
Oh, Lieutenant, you look like $1 million.
Thank you.
Have a lovely time, sir.
Thank you, Lacey.
Good night.
Good night. Evening, Cagney.
Lieutenant, hi. You look great.
It's a rental. Nice, huh? To know there's other guys around exactly my size.
Yeah, I was just on my way home to get
Cagney.
dressed. All I need is 45 minutes
Cagney,
tops.
please, listen.
Well, you said, what, cocktails aren't until 6 o'clock, right?
Cagney, I hope you understand, but I changed my mind. I thought, it would be better if I would hack this on my own.
No, you're just saying that because I look tired. You give me a couple cups of coffee and I'll dance all night.
I thought I told you, though, that dragging somebody else to this doesn't make any sense. Well, I should impress Thelma. Thelma's going to be impressed tonight by our son.
You sure?
Yeah. Now, why don't you get out of here, huh? Go on home, get some sleep.
All right, I will. I was just going to sign this DD-5 that you were waiting for.
Good.
Have a good time, Lieutenant.
Oh, thanks. I intend to.
Great.
Not mad I made you see her again?
No, sweetheart. I don't know how many times I've seen that picture, not including reruns on TV. And every time my heart breaks.
As long as you had a good time, babe.
Why is that?
What?
That I know all these terrible things about Noreen Dixon, and I see her up on the screen, it doesn't matter. Everything else goes away.
Well, it's magic, babe. All the great ones got it. It's why we keep going back.
Magic.
Yep, and romance. In fact, I've been thinking about that all day long.
Lacey! Mrs. Lacey!
Oh, honey.
Madame? Perfect timing, Jimmy. Magic and romance. Once around a park, Jimmy.
You took an alibi from a person's cousin, and you brought it like it was the loss leader at a discount fruit market.
The case was a dead banger. I walk away from this like nothing ever happened.
I expect you to at least pretend to be detectives.
They tell me eel is an aphrodisiac.
think I got a picture of what the two of you were doing last night, and I don't like it.
You practically confessed to giving a phony alibi.
And what were you people doing at the time? Taking one?
Ex-lovers give lousy absolution. Can I help it? You don't do all your homework?
Do the right thing, and you find out it was the wrong thing.
What the hell are you looking at?
Christine?
What?
We're supposed to be the Swiss cheese, remember? Wink at the mouse, don't pounce at him. What if I was our perpetrator there?
Come on, him? He's too little to bite, much less tackle a veteran hooker for a night's receipts. Would you look at us? Call this a pretty sight?
It's a living.
I'm gonna kill Nillman. Hey, Cagney Lacey got one for the two of you. Somebody's been mugging middle-aged hookers.
I believe he used the word mature.
Even more offensive. Pay our dues, we claw our way to the top. We still end up here out on the street shaking our booty. Such as it is.
Second wind.
Are you looking for action or waiting for a bus?
What are you kidding? You're old enough to be my mother.
I'm sure it wasn't personal, Christine. See you around. Bet you the man who invented these was into cruel and unusual punishment.
I hate to ruin your fun, but he was a she. Named Catherine de Medici. And she didn't have to work or walk.
Cop feet were not meant to wear hooker shoes.
I used to pray for shoes like yours. St. Brendan showing your toes was a venial sin.
Well, well, well. Get a load of the competition.
Yeah, well, we were thinking of taking up mud wrestling, but the tips weren't so good.
Sometimes I would feel threatened. Not tonight.
I thought you were getting out of the game.
We may be late in the fourth quarter, but my backfield's still in motion.
Might be safer if you hung up your cleats, considering what's happening to the independents.
Just let that creep try to get my cash. I don't got a pimp, but I got spiked heels and I know where to aim.
Don't do our job, we won't do yours, okay?
Anyway, like Chucky always said, if you can't sell it, sit on it.
Sure.
Good old Chucky. Quite a guy. Sort of the offbeat type.
That speckled look turn you on, too? He used to get the grossest skin rashes around
Yes, he did stand out in the crowd.
He wore 3-inch lips.
He was quite a guy, Chucky.
So what happened? You give him the gate or vice versa?
Nah. He kicked the bucket.
Jeez, I'm sorry, Marcy. I didn't know.
Can you believe it? Cancer. After all the bullets he dodged a month ago at Bellevue. Boy, did dying ever change Chucky?
Yeah, it has a way of doing that.
You should have heard him.
confessing to me like I was some nun. And all those years I never let him meet Ma because I thought he was Jewish.
Well, it's been real swell talking to you, Marcy, and I'm awful sorry about Chucky.
You remember that liquor heist where you guys first met him? The one where the owner got wasted?
He looked real good for it. Yeah, until he found a better candidate and cut him loose.
Yeah. That's the funny part. You never should have.
Mary Beth, you can't believe the word of a hood like Chucky. He's from the Contragate School of Truth.
He confessed on his deathbed.
We nailed the perp, remember?
Yeah, one of our first big collars. Brought us a lot of attention.
Right.
Remind me to burn these when we're through.
We nailed him dead to rights. Washington Square, wasn't it?
Tompkins Square, 7 years ago.
Right, around 4th of July.
Memorial Day weekend.
Yes, well, I remember it well.
Friday before it started.
I know it was hot.
Yeah, real scorcher. Harvey and I were taking the kids up to the Catskills for the weekend. We collared the perpetrator late in the afternoon. By the time I got home, Harvey Jr. was sick as a dog. Poor kid. He ate a whole pound of grapes, pits included. Threw up all the way to Monticello. Yeah? May 80. Poe. Lenny Poe. He got 15 years to life.
A light sentence, if you ask me. He had priors.
Yeah. And no alibi.
Chucky did.
Uh-huh.
Charlie said it was an open and shut case right from the start. End of story.
Uh-huh. Harvey said served us right for not boycotting grapes.
Hey, what are you doing up?
I can't sleep.
Well, go on back to bed. Everything's under control. Why don't you pour a little cereal in there with your sugar, Michael?
Not every day. I get to see my beautiful family off. Oh, did Daddy make my angel all gorgeous for daycare?
Trust me, baby, not missing anything. Except the cranky kid mouthing off at his father. Here, let me do this.
I said I'm sorry. You want it in writing?
See what I mean? Joy in the morning.
What kind of way is that to talk to your father?
He's all yours.
You have a problem, young man?
No.
Something wrong at school?
No.
What? What?
Did you get my jacket from the cleaners?
I'll pick it up this afternoon before my shift.
Then how am I supposed to wear it tonight?
Gee, I don't know. Maybe you could wear your blue sweater instead.
Oh, blue, great. So I can go to the concert looking like a geek.
You look very handsome in your blue sweater.
But come on, Mom. Why can't you just pick it up this morning?
Your mother worked all night, mister.
Well, she's the one who took it to the cleaners in the first place.
You want me to run into Manhattan, pick up your jacket, come back home, go back to Manhattan again so that you will not be forced to wear your blue sweater?
If you don't want me to go, why don't you just say so? That's right, Harvey! Right, it's always my fault.
Sweetheart, honey, something is wrong here. Now, you can tell me. What is it?
Girl problems.
Girl problems.
Thanks, you little creep.
I can't hear you.
Keep out of this, Michael.
Harvey, please, I'm not the enemy here. I'm your mother. If something is bothering you, I'd like to help.
Okay, you win, I won't go. You happy?
There he is. Joy in the morning.
Thanks, Manny. You don't have to move. You can sit with Victor.
Oh, get out of town.
It's my pleasure. You get a chance to sit next to your new partner. I get a chance to get some leg room.
I heard you worked missing persons for a while, Vernon D. Did you like it?
Kind of satisfying when you close one out.
Boring, unless you like staring at toe tails.
It was my first job out of uniform. I could have been less than objective.
I guess all those years chauffeuring a commissioner around must have wound up hating his guts, huh?
Well, he was always decent to me. Considerate, respectful.
Pompous, moronic.
Of course, we all have our off days. Some of us more often than others.
I need a fix. Red River's at the Strand tonight.
Oh, I love that Larry Hagney.
John.
Isn't he dead?
I gotta find Samuels.
Things going well with this, Becky?
I'm a lucky lady, Sergeant.
You have my sympathies, Detective Jordan.
Hey, Sarge, you want in on the pool or what?
What pool?
How long before Bernadette says adios to the
Lacey
14th?
here? Where is she?
Coleman's got a fin that says 2 weeks, all right?
Oh, she's got to be around
Me
somewhere.
personally, I say 2 to 1. She's history by Friday.
Esposito, have you seen my partner or not?
All you gotta do is ask. She's down below.
Oh. It's always dirtier than I remember down here.
I got in early. So I figured I might as well do a little research.
On what, she asked, as if she didn't know. You just can't let it go, huh?
I almost wish I had.
Okay, Mary Beth, let me have it. Both barrels.
Okay. It is like we remembered, except for one small detail.
Never mind. I'm gonna go get dressed.
We collared Chucky 2 blocks from the liquor store. Next day, we picked up Poe. Both had robbery priors. Both fit the description the owner gave before he died.
And Chucky had an alibi.
Yes, and Lenny Poe's didn't wash at all.
The case was a dead banger.
Except for one little detail. The rabbit's foot that Marcy told us about.
Oh, come on.
Christine.
That's it? The paw of a bunny? Mary...
Chucky told Marcy that he saw a rabbit's foot in the cash register, and we have a rabbit's foot listed on the 5 set. Right there.
And this was never even mentioned during the Poe trial?
No, sir. There's only one way that Chucky could have known it even existed.
Well, how strong was your case against Poe?
Solid enough for a conviction, Lieutenant.
Looks can be deceiving, sir. He's been inside 7 years. That's a long time.
I'm well versed in the new map, Lacey. You haven't got Diddley here to take to the DA. Word of a dead felon by way of a prostitute.
Exactly what I said, Lieutenant.
We wouldn't go unless we were ready, sir.
And if you're right on this, there's going to be repercussions. Unpleasant repercussions. You know what I'm talking about?
He's talking about back in the uniforms, Mary Beth.
And don't forget lawsuits against the department and maybe even yourselves.
Understood, sir. Lenny Poe's in prison, and he's maybe innocent.
You got to do what you got to do.
Thank you, sir.
But do it on your own time.
Yes, sir.
Which means days, because your nights are otherwise occupied until you bring this mugger in.
Yes, sir. Okay, first thing tomorrow, we talk to Poe.
Nothing like the noise and stench of maximum security. Maybe we can arrange to stay for lunch. Talking Attica or Green Haven.
Basil's checking right now. Maybe we should call Mrs. Poe, let her know what's going on.
One good deed at a time, Mary Beth. We don't even know if the man's innocent.
Say, Cagney, what are you charging these days?
Trust me, Victor, you can't afford it.
Oh, it's a bargain at any price, Sarge. Say, Mary Beth, have you worn that home yet?
Every night last week, Lenny.
That Harvey Lacey's a very lucky man.
The information on Poe came in.
Yeah?
He was at Attica.
Was?
He died in a knife fight last April.
Sleaziest guy I ever saw.
Worse than the one last night with no teeth?
Oh, but no, listen. No matter what I did to turn this guy off, he just stood there ogling me like I was some $10 cut of meat. You would have thought that I had prime cut stamped right on my chest.
Normally they put that stamp a little lower, Chris.
Listen, right? So I've decided, hey, I've had enough. So I say to him, all right, we'll go around the corner. So as soon as I get out of the light, I turn around, and we're badging each other. It's plain clothes from Midtown Vice.
My only chance on the Poe case is shooting a hole in Chucky's alibi.
Mary Beth, he's dead. They're both dead. Will you open the door?
Got something better to do at 6 minutes after 2 in the morning?
Sleep would be nice. Give me the key. I assume you have a plan?
You're kidding me, that's it?
Except for a Swiss bank account.
Don't you have a phone book, something with names in it?
You want the yellow pages? If Chucky wasn't on anyone's A-list, my 2 a.m. is late. He will be here any minute.
Keep your shirt on, Marcy. You'll be taking it off soon enough.
No, this one stands in the closet and he hums.
Is that a reduced rate? It's enough, okay, Mary Beth? I did not put on high heels and a push-up bra to go on a fishing expedition.
Chucky felt like confessing to Marcy. Maybe she's not the only one.
I thought you had a plan.
Well, well, well. What have we here?
What is it?
The mourner's guest book from Chucky's funeral.
Yes, book.
Mourners?
Do you mind? Marcy Bruckman. Chucky's undertaker, Chucky's parole officer. There's a couple other names here. Anything ring a bell?
I was his girl, not his social director. You guys take a hike. I gotta get the closet ready.
Well, word is she's a clock watcher, makes heavy numbers on the range, and never draws to an inside straight.
But is she sensitive and compassionate to the needs of her fellow workers?
Get it? Sergeant from Missing Persons says she never loans money.
Well, in 8 years of driving a deputy commissioner around, she never slowed for a yellow.
I drive. I always drive.
And what's the skinny on the extracurricular?
Well, she sang a blues number at the PBA fundraiser. Rumor is Nelman tapped his foot.
Oh, great. She's singing in the car. What am I gonna do?
Oh, cheer up, Victor. Look, once I had a partner who was allergic to deodorant. And in the summer, man, oh, man.
You still have him.
Can we talk a minute?
Hey, Joe.
According to your statement, Mr. Turtletop, at the exact time of the robbery, you were driving Chucky Morrison to a restaurant in the Bronx. Is that correct?
So? And watch those potholes, buddy. Them axles, they don't grow on trees.
Also, you were present at Chucky's funeral.
And call me sentimental. I enjoy a good cry. Hey, sneaker breath. Enough with the socializing.
Funny, I don't see you mooning like that over one lost customer.
Especially after 7 years. It must have been a hell of a tip.
Hey, family is family.
Are you telling me you're related?
He's my cousin. So, can I help it? You don't do all your homework?
That little creep. He practically confessed to giving a phony alibi.
Statute of limitations, Christine. We can't touch him, and he knows it.
His cousin? I can't believe the DA didn't pick up on that.
Hey, she wasn't the only one.
First the rain, now you. So, you're saying that I screwed up the case. That somewhere in the dark ages, in the last outtakes of another life, I went out and convicted the wrong guy.
No, we're not blaming you personally, Miss Stearns.
Well, hey, look. Anyone can make a mistake. I got you, didn't I? It's my killer sense of humor.
Let me get this straight. Are you willing to admit you were not prosecutor of the year?
Oh, hey, I was a lousy DA. I mean, that's why I quit. Call it a public service. I saved a lot of people from jail by devoting my life to the big screen. Whoa, 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 whoa. That is a ring. So I saved a lot of people from jail by devoting my life to the big screen. That's
You
good.
would agree to help us reopen the case, then?
Are you kidding? And blow all this? Sweethearts, I am making a major 6 figures. I'm gonna fall on a knife for a scumball who's already dead.
You took an alibi from a person's cousin, and you bought it like it was a loss leader at a discount fruit market.
Oh, no, 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 no. You bought it. I merely, presented it.
Well, if there was a connection, you sure as hell should have known it.
Oh, and what were you people doing at the time? Taking lunch?
Hey, we did our bit. We filed a criminal check and it came up empty.
Oh, so that's how you let yourselves off the hook. Hey, you did the best you could. So did I.
Amazing. Total. With all her fingers, too. Oh, Victor, you got it made in the shape.
Yeah, how do you figure that?
Your amiga Mia, the queen of Smith Corona.
The way she types, she'll have your paperwork done in half the time.
I do not need a Kelly girl. I need a partner. Someone who will back my tail. Someone who'll come running when I call.
You don't want a partner. What you want is a Doberman.
Pneumonia must be an occupational hazard for hookers.
Uh-huh.
Okay, Mary Beth, spit it out. We screwed up. Let me tell you something. Charlie wouldn't have given this a second thought. It's a grounder, he said. Tinkers to Evers to Chance.
I was there.
Lenny Poe was a cockroach who should have been squashed.
Oh, I see. Somebody should pin a medal on us for what we did.
Yeah, basically. Listen, Stearns may have seen too many movies, but you did have a point.
Oh, yeah, some point. End of obligation.
Lenny Poe is dead and buried. R.I.P. and all the chest pounding in the world isn't going to bring him back.
That's not the issue, Christine.
Nobody cares. It's over.
Not quite. Somebody still has to go explain all this to his widow.
That's not a bra, it's a butterfly net.
The joint she works at is 10 blocks from here.
Fine. I'm sure our mother's home in bed by now anyway.
This way.
Sorry, girls. It's almost 2. The action's all gone. We're closing.
Oh, come on. Be a friend. I'm so cold, I'm freezing my toenail polish off.
Are you Louise Poe? Who are you?
Mrs. Poe? I'm Detective Lacey. This is Sergeant Cagney.
Yeah. And I'm Lady Di.
Is there someplace we could talk for a minute?
What for?
It's about your husband.
Mel?
Are you Mrs. Lenny Poe?
I used to be. What about him?
Ma'am, we've uncovered some new information regarding your husband's, the Lenny Poe case.
What's the point? Haven't you heard Lenny's dead?
Yes, we're aware of that.
Ma'am, we have reason to believe that he might have been innocent.
Not guilty, maybe. Innocent? Never.
Look, your ex-husband testified. At the time of the robbery, he was in a crap gang.
Yeah, he might have been there. Or, he might have been holding up a liquor store. Or even mugging old ladies in Central Park. You see, Lenny, he had a lot of activities. Taking care of his family wasn't one of them.
Do you remember anybody who might corroborate his movements on that day?
I didn't care then, I don't care now. Just leave me alone, will you?
Ma'am, please understand. We're trying to clear his name.
His name? Who gives a damn about his name? I sure don't. He can rot in hell, all I care. Ladies, good night.
Good night.
So you know better than anybody, huh? Better than the DA, better
There
than
were a
his
couple of
ex-wife.
hot dogs notching up collars right and left.
It's called showing results. The guy was a loser, Mary Beth. Charlie was right. It was a grounder.
Tinkers to Evers to Chance. This is not a baseball game, and your father's not the umpire.
You sat at his feet listening to his stories.
Yeah, I knew the business. You thought we were getting good advice.
I didn't see you dragging your feet.
You want to walk away from this like nothing ever happened?
You want the lawsuit, Mary Beth?
Oh, come on. You heard the wife. She's not going to press any charges.
When it comes to money, distant cousins come crawling out of the woodwork. Come on, we did the best any cop would do. So why don't we just put on our sweetest smile and just scurry on home to our peachy pink kitchen?
You start a job, you see it through. We owe ourselves that much, Sergeant.
Fine. Be my guest, all right? But tomorrow morning, I'm sleeping in. What the hell? You look cheap, you feel cheap.
Oh.
Send your message or what?
I read you loud and clear, babe. Especially tonight. I bought this chair for you.
I love you for it. But it's 3 a.m., and right now, you need the magic little hands more than I do. Relax.
You ought to be in bed. Oh, Harvey. Oh. Everything hurts. We're not gonna catch this man marching up and down Lexington Avenue saying no to wandering tourists.
Shift is over, honey. Just let it go.
I feel like I'm marching in place, Harv. Dead cases coming back to life. You do the right thing, and you find out it was the wrong thing.
You're home now, and there's bigger fish to fry. Like Alice and her carrot juice.
I close my eyes, I see Lenny Poe getting stabbed to death in a prison fight because I put him there.
Oh, babe.
Christine said he probably would have wound up there anyhow.
That's not the point.
No, I know. He was a lowlife and a thief, but he didn't do that shooting, Harvey. He was innocent, and I feel guilty as hell.
That's not it either, Mary Beth. I was there. You were a good cop.
I did stupid stuff.
Hey, hear me out. You think you just popped out now fully baked? You made a mistake. But that's all it was. Let it be, baby.
What's the matter with Alice's carrot juice?
What's the matter? It runs through her like a freight train, that's what.
Oh, it could be nerves. We'll stop her on it for now. When I go back on days, we'll try her on it again.
You know, there's a kid in Alice's daycare. He's only a month older than her. And he's potty trained already.
Oh, honey, she's not yet, too. Remember trying to bribe Harv Jr. with candy when he was 18 months old?
We were both working, and it helped my mother.
What did we know about white sugar?
Hey, if some of Harvey's problems are our fault, so be it.
We were so young.
Just don't beat yourself up. We thought he'd break if we dropped him. With Alice, we know she'll bounce.
Oh. You trying to tell me you dropped Alice? Huh?
Mm-mm.
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 Mm-hmm.
Cagney and Lacey will continue. I'm not squinting. These little beady eyes are from not sleeping. I was up all night. Okay, I miss my father. And there are still a lot of pictures, that I can't get out of my head. But I am mad at him, too. All my life, he kept telling me, the most important thing was to be just to do a good job. No matter what it took. And so I used to think, geez, I'm so lucky to have a guy like that in my corner. I mean, I wouldn't be what I am today, if it hadn't been for Charlie. Oh, no, you know what I mean. You know what I mean. But I keep blaming him. And, I don't like the way it feels. That's all, I guess. Poe had a rap sheet as long as the Macy's parade. Assaults, robberies, drug sales, and who knows how many other things he never got popped for.
Uh-huh.
Did I tell you what his wife said?
5 times?
She said he could rot in hell for all she cared.
6.
According to her, he was already guilty of having made her life miserable. I'm telling you, the man is not worth shedding one lousy tear over.
Then why pursue it?
Who said I was?
Hey, not me.
Damn it, David. I know you're trying to tell me to do this thing.
You can tell me I'm full of crap? $12. What can I say? Ex-lovers give lousy absolution. Of course, that changes with renewed passion.
Oh, B. I could catch a couple of hours. I really miss Charlie.
Chris, I can't make this right for you. I'll tell you how to play it.
When I used to work nights and the shift was over, I'd go over to Charlie's and we'd have a couple of pops, you know. And he'd say to me, Chrissy, you're a good cop. You do a good job. And there's no reason for you to be losing any sleep.
But you are.
Lumpy mattress.
I got a new one.
Wouldn't help.
Try it.
David. You're making this uncomfortable.
I miss being with you.
I can't give you what you need right now.
Too bad for both of us. It's not only the sex. I miss the closeness.
It's not you, you know. I just can't be there for anybody right now. Hell, I'm having a hard enough time just being here for myself. Everything's different, David. I just need some time to figure out who I am, I think.
Whoever you are, I like you.
Hi, Jordan.
Hey.
What are you doing here so early? What?
Remember Poe's crap game alibi?
Yeah. He claimed he lost big and he had to leave his marker. The game was in a garage on D, and it was run by a guy named some with an H. Henry.
Herman. That's very good.
We went to the garage, we investigated, we came up zip.
Investigated. Let me refresh your memory. This is from our memo book. We entered the garage, flashed our badges, and yelled, quote, anyone named Herman running a crap game here? End quote.
Nobody volunteered, huh? We couldn't have.
We could, and we did.
Good afternoon, detectives.
Inspector?
I'm glad I caught you before work. You do still work for the department?
Something on your mind, Inspector?
Because that question occurred to me when I received a phone call from ADA Felberg regarding your interest in a 7-year-old conviction.
Are we referring to the Poe case here, sir?
Speak privately, Inspector.
And deprive your fellow officers of the benefit of learning from your mistake? Need I remind you, bleeding hearts, that the department does not relish the idea of a major lawsuit?
You see, but we have some further information.
But not only am I fielding phone calls from irate DAs, but now I learn that you can't even handle a simple stakeout.
We have been patrolling the target area, sir.
Oh? Well, then perhaps you can explain why another one of your hookers ended up in the hospital last night. Here, you can share that with your powder room partner.
47th and Lexington. 1:40 a.m.
The victim you were supposed to be protecting is now a patient at Eastside General. The doctors tell me she's well enough for an interview this afternoon. Be there.
We will, sir.
In my book, a shift till 2 o'clock means you're on patrol until 2 o'clock. Now, I don't care if you were powdering your noses or fixing your girdles or doing whatever it is you ladies have to do. I expect you to at least pretend to be detectives.
What's going on here, Inspector?
Bert, reacquaint your detectives on their priorities.
Well, I can assure you, sir, that they're giving the case 100%.
Hey, better, because I'd hate like hell to have to come down here again.
Thank you, Lieutenant. Now, if you'd excuse us.
Hold it right there, will you? I think I got a picture of what the 2 years were doing last night, and I don't like it.
Sir, we did leave a few
If
minutes
you want to
early.
throw your careers into the dumper over Lenny Poe, fine. I'll make the arrangements. Otherwise, I want you on the case full time. You hear? Or you're back working Times Square, $2 vice, permanently.
Guess it's time to leave go on Lenny, huh?
Seems to be the majority opinion.
Anyhow, who wants to spend their time down at Public Morals looking up an old crap game?
Especially when you haven't had any sleep the night before.
Right. So you want to skip lunch and go over there?
Right.
Chef there, he's got a way of steam cooking. You wouldn't think you were eating an eel. Sure you won't have a bite?
Strago, if you tear yourself away from the creatures in the deep, what we need is an arrest record.
Come on, one little bite. What harm could it do?
I'm on an eel-free diet. Normally. But seeing it as it's you recommending it, Detective Strago.
Hmm?
They tell me eel is an aphrodisiac. We're looking for any caller on a floating crap game run by a guy named Herman.
Last name?
That we don't have.
All we know is that he was running the games out of parking garages in Alphabet City.
How far back we talking?
Well, it's nothing you can't handle, Lou. It's anything between July and September 1980.
80? You've got to be pulling my chain, right?
Not if I were wearing gloves, Strago.
Computer only goes back to 82. You're asking me to dig through stacks and stacks of musty old files. At tea time yet?
But you would give us a hand on this, wouldn't you?
What the heck? Help is what I'm here for. Day or night.
Oh, that's comforting, Lou.
B7. Anybody got B7? Eh?
Yeah. It's a far cry from your high rolling days, isn't it, Herman?
My age, this is the closest I can get to keeping a hand in. And 34. And 34. I tell you, if that priest would only listen to me, I could turn over another 20%. No problem.
Got a face from the past for you, Mr. Flax. You recognize this man?
I can't say I do, because I don't.
B14. B14.
Name's Lenny Poe. Says he played in one of your crap games back in '80.
Lady, please. I ran games 3 nights a week, 12 years straight.
Think hard, Herman. Avenue D Garage, Memorial Day weekend.
I-23.
Scorcher that day. Dogs were sticking to the sidewalks.
E-23.
Maybe this will help your hindsight.
Only in one eye.
Come on, Herman. The slush fund's low. That's all we got.
E-52. Nope.
Herman, does the priest here know your background?
20 or nothing, Herman.
Sure I remember the guy.
Burned me on a $300 marker. I never forget a deadbeat. Gay 52.
Bingo! If we move it, we could catch Feldberg before he leaves.
We have to change first. We have to interview that victim from last night before we hit the streets.
Right. Do you think bingo was a word before it was a game? Or the other way around?
It's too deep for me.
Mr. Feldberg, sir.
Well, what do we have here? A new approach?
Feldberg.
Look, ladies, a little free advice. Don't give up your day jobs.
Thank you, Henny Youngman. Now that you've gotten that out of your system, we have something that we'd like to give you.
Given the public health hazards, I think I'll pass.
Sir, we have no information regarding the Lenny Poe case.
Look, the man is dead. Why won't the case die?
Because we have an eyewitness who swears that Lenny Poe was playing in a crap game.
We also have Marcy Bruckman's statement that Chucky Morrison did the job.
She witnessed his dying confession.
Look, that is all fine and good, but it's a little late, don't you think?
No, sir. We don't.
Look, I understand. You're trying to right a wrong. But just remember, to err is human. To forgive depends on how much Poe's family will settle for.
A posthumous exoneration, Feldberg.
Look, ladies.
Of course, if you're too busy to help, we could run this over to the Times.
Right.
Hey, ladies. You'll never make it in those heels. Let me have a file.
I told you. He grabbed my purse from behind. I turned around, and all I saw was his fist.
Yeah, but you did see him run uptown, right? So you must have noticed something.
His height, his build, maybe.
On the ground, the guy looked big. You should go a little easy under the brow, honey. Mauve isn't your color. Maybe a little midnight blue.
Could we get on with the description, Adele?
You cops are a real treat. Where the hell were you last night when I needed you?
Believe me, Adele, I want this scum.
No, I'm sure you do. Hope sends me a card every Easter. Maybe I'll even pick up my tab here. What? You think I get workman's comp? Sorry, girls. Got a date with an X-ray machine.
Hang in. Four different times, this sleazoid hits between 1 and 1:15. Now, this last time, all of a sudden, he hits at 1:40. What, he sleep in?
Who cares? We got our butts chewed out anyway.
Yeah. Did Inspector Norman really say girdle?
It's been a long time since that man has ever seen a woman take off her clothes.
There has to be a fix on this creep.
Sorry, Beth. There's no description. It's a man who happens to love violence and run a lot. That's it.
He has to be young. Even in normal shoes, I could hardly run for the subway.
A lot of hookers on 3rd. I don't know why he keeps hitting their legs.
What does Lexington Avenue have that 3rd does not?
Main entrance to Bloomingdale's.
Sergeant, the subway. It's the only stop in that neighborhood.
So what?
So mugging before last, he hit on 53rd and ran...
downtown.
And last night, after he hit Adele on 47th, he ran...
uptown. Tinkers to Evers.
The subway.
You look tasty, but I'm the one that's for sale here.
This all water under the bridge.
Over the dam and out into the ocean. Whatever. I'm a totally different parent now. A little wiser, maybe.
How about 2 kids wiser?
If I made mistakes with Harvey Jr., hey, you live, you learn.
Look, even Irma Bombeck was a rookie, you know?
Maybe I don't understand it, but I love the kid, Christine. I was the best parent I could be then.
We were the best cops we could be. They're not that it mattered to anybody else.
Yeah. But are we better now?
Girl, this is the street. I know what I'm doing. This is where I shine.
And it shows. Think maybe you could tone it down a little bit?
Police! Hold it!
It's going down.
It's going down. Take the high road.
Hold it!
Also requested ambulance civilian down.
Everybody clear!
Cagney! Please! Right where you are. Get your hands on the wall.
You heard her!
Got him, Victor?
Got him.
Don't laugh at me, Victor. You try it in these shoes.
We are better cops now, Mary Beth.
And smarter.
How contagious are you two?
That's right, while going through a redwood tree a day.
Only those take dope, you dope.
I can't talk to you. It's like Mom in the ERA.
We'll get the old girl network in on this.
You are boy middle-aged, Christine.
Butchers look like men. They wear aprons with blood on them.
What? That's crazy.
Did somebody drop you on your head when you were a baby?
You always loved him more, Ma.
You don't talk to your mother that way.
I'm a valley girl named Chris. I'm empty.
Do I ask for this?